Hello everyone, this is Toy Muse, and today I'm picking up where I left off in Other Waters. And I'm gonna hit the continue button and just trust that it's gonna load it up. Oh, apparently thanks Stream Elements. Apparently I'm 16% of the way through the game, if I'm reading that right. Well, it says tax A, I guess that's taxonomy. Like how much science I did. Gives you an idea of the scope of the game, I suppose. I did do Google search looking up what was, how long is the game, and said like 8 hours for full completion, but like 5 hours if you just go straight to the end kind of deal. So like theoretically I could do this in just a couple of streams sessions, but I've got on so many tangents, or I have the tendency to go on so many tangents that who the heck knows. If I'm really only 16%, that's like a sixth of the way through it, so I don't know. In any case, yeah, we just last left off. We just finished checking checking out these samples that we collected. Yeah, like the line through them says that I've already scanned them. And there's no new log entry from Dr. Ellery Vass. So I guess we're just gonna carry on, and this is my goal that I'm supposedly supposed to go to. Signal priority. Base is detected a soup transponder at these coordinates. Could this be Minae? We'll have to head into the East Reef to find out. But I want to explore. I'm curious about this the bloom thing here. I have a sneaking suspicion they won't be able to go past that point, but. I want to explore all the optional stuff before I go the actual story, all the actual story beat stuff. So how's I gonna do? Because I want to explore. Like this game so far hasn't really had much in the way of gameplay. Like it's click on the thing. Go to the thing. We're gonna go northwest because that's the approximate direction that the bloom reef thingy's in. So I can go like more northwesterly, or I can just go more northerly. Let's go to the more western one here. Central Reef Way Station lies within a bubble of calm, but just to its north, a massive rift brings strong currents through the reef. Okay, so it might be like that other location where they said there were too strong currents to go. I might need better equipment. I don't know. We're gonna see what's what over here. Like it might be. Excuse me. It might be that I need to meet with Minae first. Before I do anything else, I'm going to just exit Discord real quick. Call me superstitious, I just don't... just on the off chance that it promotes OBS crashing or whatever. Okay, so here there's there's another path southwest? I thought this was going to be a northerly path. In the interest of being completionist, I'm gonna go down here first. Let's check them all. Let's be systematic. Just go in a clockwise direction. Outside of the shimmering perimeter of the western stalk forest, almost nothing lives or grows on this finger of the reef. We move. Oh yeah, and there's an ad break coming up in 1 minute and 23 seconds. Just let that play. And I can go south. Open sand. This western side of the finger becomes increasingly enclosed by rocky outcrops as it leads towards the shallower water. Every single one of these beacons has a different description. They put a lot into that, didn't they? And then beyond this is the yellow triangles means that I've been here before. I mean, I'll take a quick peek over here, but I think this is just. Yeah, it just leads to the path that I was at before, so that's fine. I have 4 shrill sacks. Let's good to keep track of. Alright, so let's head up this way then. Rift Passage. The passage between these rocks leads out into the howling currents of the Northern Rift. Now if we go. Ad break in 14 seconds. And then further north. Northern Rift. The Northern Rift is the largest of the cuts into the central reef. Crossing it without some way of navigating its currents would be suicide. Okay, so I guess maybe we won't be checking out the bloom today. Well, impressive. This split in the shelf is incredibly wide and deep. Those currents would smash us against the rocks if we swam out into the flow. You're going to need better equipment if you want to cross that monster. Well, I'm going to scan at least. So if I click this, strong currents. Flecks of spores and other organic material whip past in the current, dragged into the dense stalk patches in the west. I'm guessing I can't move there? Yeah. Strong current spectre blocked. Okay. Alright, we're going to head back then. Yeah, the fact that it requires 2 clicks there, it continues to be abused. I mean, for someone who has 2 working hands is probably not a big deal. Like the fact that I'm using my non-dominant hand. Oh, ad break in progress. I'm using my non-dominant hand for this. Probably contributes to my irritation. Oh well. What have we here? Bare boulders. The stalks are noticeably absent from the sides of this northern rift. Why do they leave such a clear buffer zone beside it? Okay, and continue east from here, I guess? The pale strata of this rock tell an ancient story. Might there be a fossil record within such rocks, waiting to be discovered? Yeah, like I said, there isn't so much gameplay to this game. It's a whole lot of point and click. But you know, I'm just nerdy enough to appreciate the science, the story, the exploration. It's still neat stuff. Anyway, Northern Passage. Were these rifts and canyons really carved by the currents, or are they violent fractures now smoothed by erosion? Now if we go. Yeah, it's like, it's not even like just point and click. It's the fact that they're extra unnecessary clicks, which cause some friction, I'm gonna say. Yeah, not ideal. Oh well. I guess go northeast? Protected pass. In the shadow of these huge outcrops, this pass leads toward the rift at the north edge of the reef and its fast-moving waters. Okay, this might, yeah, so like this dark area up here, I guess, is like the bloom that was alluded to, or the region where the bloom is. From here, the reef descends into the unseen deep. Spores spiral by in the fast-flowing water. What else lies out there? The side of the shelf is sliced up by the plant's oceanic currents. Look at those flecks of organic material. They're being cycled back into the reef's ecosystem, drifting from unseen places out in the ocean. Must be part of some vast process. Do you think we'll ever understand the cycles of this ocean? Sure, why not? Let's say yes. I hope so too. It's just so intimidating. Entire planet of life and just us to study it. I mean, yeah. It's a lot for one person, that's for sure. So there's nothing else no other waypoints from here. Okay. And ad break is finished. Welcome back. Yeah, I didn't miss much. I took a look at the edge of the reef there, and it's like, this is too dangerous. The currents are too fast. We need better equipment to explore this. I was like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Anyway, let's check out this path over here. Towering outcrop. This feature rises steeply towards the jagged edge of the reef, splitting the strong currents like the head of an axe. And, single stock. Okay, so I have a feeling I'm going to get some more shrill sacks here. This stalk clings to the edge of the nearby outcrop, away from the loose sand of the central reef. Sampling available. Shall I collect some more shrill sacks? Sure, why not? Doesn't hurt to have a few extras. Yeah, the extra clicks to collect the shrill sacks or whatever, or collect any samples, it just continues to feel a little odd. Split gullies. These gullies lead among the tall outcrops of the northern edge to the currents and open waters beyond. It's like, you know what I mean? Like it feels. Oh, here we go. Let's make our way east to the source of that transponder signal. Don't know what to expect. The transponder is Minae's. There's some history between us, but I haven't seen her in years. Not since ... Look, you don't need to worry about it. Let's just find her. Okay, well, you're gonna leave us in suspense, Ellery Vass? Okay, fine. Keep your secrets, etc. Yeah. Narrow gully. The walls here have been smoothed into soft ripples, a sign of a strong current descending from the north. Well, let's continue to check out the north first, I guess. But yeah, like I was trying to say earlier, like, it just feels like, I don't know, someone in the dev team said, oh, we should put a few extra clicks in this, so it feels more involved, I guess? I don't know, a test of the player's coordination that you have to click these things before, click 2 extra buttons before you click this button? Does that really improve the gameplay experience? I mean, I don't know. So, like, some people like, you know, having busy work in their games, like, you know, like calms the mind and so on. It's just, I don't know. Moving on. Strong current. These stalks block the gully, but also the strong currents behind. Even if we clear them, those currents will still block our passage. Well, I'm gonna check it out anyway. Oh, okay. Strong current vector block. Can I? What if I drop a shrill stack here? And it's still blocked. Yeah, okay. It's about what I expected. But, Alright. Gully opening. Here, the gully opens out onto one of the rifts, cutting deep into the bedrock of the reef. There, look, a cave entrance, cut into the side of the rift. It should allow us to bypass the rift, although I'm not sure where we'll emerge. So yeah, so it looks like I can go straight down into the rift there, or I can see what's behind door number 2. See what's over here. Rift edge. The sheer walls of the rift plunge into the dark water here, and rapid currents make passing through difficult, if not impossible. Well, I'm gonna take a look over here. Oh, okay. It's that bad, eh? Fine. I'll go where you're directing me to. It looks like we've exhausted all our other options. Protected by sheer sides of the rift, this shelf leads down to a small cavern entrance in the reef wall. Vector clear. Descent possible. Yep, we're in a dead end. There's nowhere to go but down. And, okay, nowhere to go but over here. Curving passage. The round mouth of the cave stretches away into the rock. Stalks hum quietly in the dark. All this flavor text, these little bits of lore here. Unnatural cave. There's a strange evenness to the walls of this cave, almost as if it was a vast borehole drilled into the reef. Okay. So, this something that Minae was up to, or something that she found that someone else is working on? Someone else is up to? Sucks. Fungal creature. Okay, Stalk patches. The stalks even seem to get down here. Perhaps they are less reliant on sunlight than I initially thought. Well, I mean, fungus frequently grows in the dark. It doesn't rely on photosynthesis like plants do. I mean, that's kind of typical. Crossroads. We are deep in the rock now. What formed these hollowed-out caverns with their strange undulating walls? Yeah, the fact that they said that this is an unnatural formation is sort of undercut by the fact that it still looks like the regular wavy ness that all the other rocks look like. It could be, you know, a good like show don't tell moment if they were actually if it actually straightened out in an unnatural way. Anyway, wonder how the stalks survive without sunlight. Maybe they are fed by the forest above? What do you think? Maybe? Well, I don't have enough data to answer such a question. You said maybe, so I'm going to say maybe. Maybe yes. It makes sense, a network of colonies tunneling through the entire shelf. I mean, seriously, we don't have enough information to answer such a question. It could be anything. Like, I mean, you did get a sample and, like, cut it up. Well, it was the other one that you cut open to examine, I suppose. One of our goals was to supposedly to find yeah, the root. Maybe it's down here somewhere. Glittering stalk sample candidate. Protecting a small underground colony. This tall stalk's signature coating of bubbles glints in the dark. Sorry, this is the signal stalk. Okay, so this is just more shrill sacks here. I'll take a look anyway. It's just going to be more of the same probably. I've got 6 of them. Yeah, shrill sack. More shrill sacks. More shrill sacks. Yeah, never mind that. I don't really want to fill up my inventory completely with those. Like if I was going to collect anything, probably want something that provides fuel. Exposed roots. Sample candidate. Oh, here we go. A cave-in has severed some sections of the stalk's root network, stretching down from the forest above. What can they tell us? Alright, we got science to do here. Need to find the roots of these things. There we go. Fungal 30%. Click the panels of unnecessary busywork. Click, click, click. There you go. Stalk root, a tangle of silken roots from a stalk colony, carbon enriched. Cool. Yeah, so this is a dead end here. It's just a matter of heading back. I'm tempted, since I did go in a sort of a roundabout way, and I'm still fairly close to home here. Maybe we can just nip back and oh, I can't. I can't be retrieved while I'm underground here. Ooh, interesting. Okay. I think I might just pop back, um, head back to recharge, and then head back out again because I did go in a roundabout way and burn through a lot of fuel. Let's just make sure we're all fueled up, and also can we can also study these things while I got a free moment. Can do a bit of reading. I also want to I want to re-review the map and confirm which thing I picked up here. Press retrieval. Let's just head back to the way station. Okay, so sample store. And then go to the lab, and then we're gonna analyze it. Lab analysis complete. Reef stock taxonomy entry updated. So it'll be under the fungal section, Collodia fungal stocks, reef stock, Collus cottus. So we already read the observations behavior. Now we've got an extra added section for about theories. Theories recorded by Dr. L.A. Vass. Close analysis of stock root networks reveals something surprising. Surprising. Whoa, there's a typo. Somebody did run this spell check. Oh well. The root networks are in fact part of a symbiote, a different fungal species entirely, which exists within the stock's bodies. This fungal symbiote provides a carbon exchange network which runs throughout the bedrock of the reef, connecting all colonies in a single web. This symbiote also produces the spores, which the stalks use to communicate, but these spores are edited by the stalks themselves to act as reproductive agents, information carriers, and chemical delivery systems. If the stalks are able to edit the genetic signatures of these spores and their parent species, their intelligence and complexity must be way beyond what I previously theorized. Close analysis of stock spore language could reveal an entire corpus of communication. Are there stock jokes, stock histories, or even stock literatures? I don't know. Like, I still feel like you might be anthropomorphizing the fungus a little bit much, jumping to conclusions about how complex the communication is. It might just be as simple as, oh, there's food over here. Hey, and Carl Abbott is here. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? And we got a sketch. And there's the fungus. Lichal growths, irising pores, chitin plate boundaries, reef stock, dermal study, input pore, output pore. Okay, none of this really means anything to me. But yeah, they keep harping on this, oh, they're communicating. I'm still getting Alpha Centauri vibes off of this. Like the fungus that thinks. Anyway. Did I get recharged? Hold on. Yeah, none of this is still repaired. Well, it's still only working at 34% efficiency. So now we bring up the dive map. Now there were two of these before, and this one. Need to figure out where this is. Because there were two of these, and I found one of them, and I'm not sure which one I found. Was it the northern one or the southern one? Sample requesting stock tissue. Here where strong currents batter the stock force might be a good place to find exposed or damaged sing stocks. Where strong currents batter stock force. Okay, so, like, alright. Let's just head on out there. So, fully powered. Remember when I posted art? Yes, I do. I mean, I remember you posting the claymation stuff. on your scenes and role plays. Let's see. I think. Okay, let me just check out what's this way. Does this just lead back down to the start location? Yeah, it just goes in a. Let me just go one more further. Let me just confirm. This just goes further south. I don't think there's any path this way that I haven't. Yeah, because there was two paths. One which requires you like remove use the shrill sacks to tunnel your way through, and the other path needed to go. Yeah, the other path I needed to go through a cave. All right, I think we want to go this way. Yeah, so this led to a dead end, and we want to go down this way here. And now we're going to descend again. Down I go. We have to go deeper. Or maybe not. Ah, wrong button. It's trying to turn that thing towards to save time, and then I clicked the wrong button, and I ended up doing the opposite of saving time. Oh well. And somewhere around here, I believe if I scan, there's a path over here. I have not gone this way yet. Narrow passage. The cave starts to get tight here, and the shadows ahead. Stalks crowd the tunnel. Alright. So I'm guessing we're going to need this shrill stalks here. Stalks here are thick and intertwined underground in the stark light of the headlamps. They resemble brittle, oversized worms. And it's blocked, yeah. Well, just drop one of these guys in here. And away I go. Open cavern. Bright light from the east of this large cavern is broken up by tall pillars, casting strips of light and dark across the smooth walls. And continue along here. And are these more reef stalks? These are just the regular reef stalks? Okay. Broken pillar. These pillars punctuate the cavern. Pillars. Stalks crowded around their bases. They support the vast weight of the reef above. Well, let's just hope we don't have a cave-in or anything. And what have we here? Something new. Sporing stalk. These domed stalks are pumping out clouds of short-lived spores. They look like oversized mushrooms. These stalks are filling the water with spores. We should start logging information on them. Is this waking up with a hurry with actual confidence to finish the dreaded carpet? My deadline is the audience's trust, and I have no concrete number. Yeah, well, I mean, it can be hard to sometimes it can be hard to get creative projects done when you have no deadline, and it's only about your own whatever your pressure you put on yourself. Sometimes you have to set a deadline for yourself in order to get things done. But yeah, well, I don't know. What can I say? Just keep at it, I guess. Anyway, yeah, new thing, sporing stalk. Reminds me of the bloated spores that we saw earlier. Cloud it's a short-lived spore. They look like an oversized mushroom. They look like oversized mushrooms. Another typo. Anyway, pulsing growth. These bloated creatures are pumping clouds of spores out into the water. Around them, stalk colonies rise out of the sand. Well, we're gonna take a closer look and maybe collect a sample. If it'll let me. Sampling available. Okay. What do we got? Fungal 10%, signal 15%? So this was, what, is this an either or? I can, these spores are different. The stalks nearby seem to be stimulated by them. Could these spores be used to make stalks extend, to bring them out of hiding? We should test them out on a retracted colony. Oh yeah? Do we want to do that though? I thought that they're just in the way. Or is there some benefit to that? Ah, great. It looked like something was about to pop up and then I clicked and I made the message go away. Hold on. Did I just miss a message there? No? The message logs is the same thing. Okay, compost spores which seem to stimulate stalk growth. I mean, yeah, there's some retracted thingies down here. I'm just not clear if that's something we want to mess with. What have we here? Sporing stalk. Unlike other stalk spores which survive until they settle, spores from these stalks dissolve moments after they are released. I mean, hey, if they are intended to be like chemical communicators or whatever, then maybe there's some significance to that. I don't know. Thinning stalks. These stalks seem to be shriveling up. Is it because they are too exposed to the weathering currents? Sorry, what was it? What was that noise? Oh, sampling. Oh, another one appeared. They regenerate. Okay. Well, it makes me feel better about using them, I suppose. If I am supposed to use them over here. Actually, before I do that, hold on. Okay, well, you said I should try deploying it over here. Let's do it. It's like, yep, they came to life there. Don't really know what the benefit of that is. Maybe it creates another thing for me to scan and check out. Oh, hey, Brandon Glovich, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Alien Dance. Wait, what? Yeah, welcome in, welcome in. I'm playing In Other Waters. It's while my wrist continues to heal, I continue to need games that require only one hand, and this is a point-and-click interface, so suits me just fine for that. We're just exploring an alien planet, and we're underwater in a cave right now, looking at the... Yeah, nice, indeed. What do we got here? Sporing stalk. These sporing stalks seem to require very particular conditions to grow. I've seen so few elsewhere on the reef. Maybe just lurking while I do funny things? Fair enough. That's the way of things. I mean, I frequently, I'll just have a stream on in the background while I do other stuff. And this is a very chill game. It's just there's a fair bit of just reading and stuff. It's yeah, it's just how it is. Anyway, I've seen so few elsewhere on the reef. Yeah, so I'm right over here. What happens if I do drop this over here? Does it? It makes them grow. I don't get how or if that's of benefit to me. Like the one, okay, I was able to get more samples over here. And they seem to respawn, so let's just see if we can get some more of these over here. Here we go. Click, click, click. Any more? Another one? I'll take it. Cool. Alright. And away we go. So, okay, so the path branches here. You want to go north or east? Let's go north. I mean, theoretically, my goal is to go east, so therefore I want to go there last. Pulsing growth. These large growths seem to be sustaining this colony with their spores. Perhaps they carry nutrients, even chemical signals. Sampling available? What do we got? It's another one of these guys? That's the last of my inventory space. I guess I'll take it. Soothe spore? Wait, the soothe spore. Is that different from what I have? No, these are all called soothe spores. Okay, so it's just more of the same. Do I dare? What happens if I drop one of the shrill sacks over here? I'm just curious. Mix them all with withdraw, with retract, whatever you want to call it. They're still spraying the little spores out. Okay, yeah, I was just curious. Here, made room to collect another one of these guys. Those ones can be used for fuel if need be. Tunnel mouth. The far side of the cavern narrows into darkness. I can feel the faint pulse of a distant current ahead. Off I go. Smooth passage. A current must have once run down this tunnel, scraping the walls into smooth lines. Now the stalks block the flow. Do they? Is that so? Okay. Does look like they're blocking, doesn't it? Am I about to regret that I didn't bring more shrill sacks? Maybe. I'm guessing I can't go here at the moment. Unless I clear this out. The tunnel head is thick with stalks, scraping the ceiling with their rounded tips. Yeah, it's blocked. Okay, shrill sack time. And now I can go. I only have 3 of those things left. Bright passage. Light filters in from a large opening, making the spores drifting in the water glitter like sparks. And go further. Tucked behind this pillar, perhaps this stalk grew here as an early warning for predators coming through the cave mouth? Again, you're assuming some intelligent design that we haven't really confirmed, but what do I know? Look, those stalks in the cave mouth, they are attracted. Perhaps if we could make them extend, they would block the current? Oh, is that what we use that for? Yeah, strong currents. The cave mouth ahead leaves this passage exposed to the full force of the northern current. Blocking it somehow will help us pass. Okay, so we can't go there because of the strong currents, but if we drop one of these guys in here, boink. Okay, now we can move that way. Well, shoot. I'm wondering if I should have gone to that southern path first. This is feeling like the way forward. They block the current. These spores encourage them to extend and fill the tunnel. With these soothe spores, we can control the stalks to our advantage. This will be useful. Yeah, see, this is branching more and more. Okay. Hold on. I want to go back. I want to explore. I want to explore here. I want to find all the things. And there are more shell sacks here. That's good. Let's just grab these while I'm here. Seriously though, like you know, I wanna. The completionist in me wants to explore all paths. I thought that this was going to like lead to a dead end sooner, but maybe the one over here is the one that leads to the dead end. Maybe I should have gone here first. Clingstock. This Lockstock sits quietly beside a dying colony. Soon there won't be anything left for it to protect from scavengers. Another rift. How can we cross it? The current here is so strong. So there are more shrill sacks here. So this says open rift, current slice down through the rift from the north here. Crossing is going to be difficult unless their flow can be slowed further up. Okay. Oh, is that how it goes? So I was supposed to go north first so I could block the current from the north and then circle back, I guess. Fine, I see how it is. This is me just wasting time and fuel, I guess. Oh well, live and learn. Just keep moving. Using up a lot of power in my suit here. Might be prudent to how much? I can just feed one of these into my suit. There we go. Are there more than here? Which one is this? These are shrill sacks. I've already got enough of those for the time being. I want the soothe spores at the moment. So, what do I want to do first? Let's take a look at this guy first. Sporing stock. There's a definite correlation between struggling stock colonies and these sporing stocks. Are they helping support these colonies? Oh yeah, I just remembered. I completely forgot. There's a thing I can do. I don't know if you're still there, Brandon, but here, everyone go follow Brandon. I can, if I do a shout out, I have a thing built in where it shows a clip from the channel where that's shouted out. What? Okay. Um, that was weird. That is like an empty clip, I guess. It was only there for a split second. Hold on, let me try that again. Because they're so wildly hit or miss, I don't know words. Yeah. Testing. Let me just see if we can get a better clip going here. Okay, that's weird. Go figure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the issue is there. Oh well. Well, go follow Brandon anyway. uh, he's cool. Yeah, so do I want to go more east or more southeast? I don't know. Let's try southeast, I guess. Covered shelf. Tucked into the rift wall, this shelf allows protection from the fast-flowing water, cutting through the rock into the heart of the reef. Okay. So is this where I need to block the current? Look, out in the rift, our attracted stock colony. we can get them to extend, they'll provide shelter from the current. Okay, yeah, just way to just spell it out for me. Don't trust the audience to figure it out, even though we repeated what we did before. Oh well. Pulsing growth. Another one of these growths supporting a smaller colony at the cavern's edge. Is there a logic to where these grow a pattern? So are there more sooth spores here? Oops. For convenience' sake, it would make sense to put a few more of these here. Can you just drop this right here? Oh, is that out of range? And let's put another one into my fuel reserves, and then collect some more to replace them. There you go. Cool. Okay, so what's down here then? Handful of stalks cling to the rift wall here, blown into spiraling shapes by the rushing currents. Can I go any further? I can. Does this connect up with the other path? West Rift Wall. Spattered with spores, the wall here feels the full force of the current. Perhaps can be slowed upstream somehow. I believe I just did that. Different sound effects? Deep Rift. Even this close to the wall, the darkness of the deep rift is intimidating. A huge slit in the face of this world. How deep does it go? And if I scan here. Okay, so I have a feeling I have to grow these ones up over here, and then they'll block the rest of the channel. If the current can be slowed or navigated, this is the place to do it, where the rift narrows and a gap opens up on both sides. Okay, well, let's drop this in here. Boink. Yep, okay, so that leads onward. This does indeed double back and reconnect here, so I'm gonna head over here so I can collect some more of these guys, because I have a feeling I might need more of them soon. Plus, this is a shrill sack. That's all I want. I head over here and need there you go, Sooth Spore, that's the one that I wanted. Yoink. Yoink. So inventory's full. I'm gonna toss one of these into my fuel tank. Are there any more here? There are not. Whoops. Are there any more to be had around here? Hold on. Okay, so there's shrill sacks over here, and there's sooth spores over here. Thought there's another spot where I could get some more sooth spores. Maybe over here? Just want to fill up before I move on. There you go. Just dump that in the fuel tank. I'm being overly cautious. I mean, this game has been really generous with like fuel sources and such so far, so I'm not really expecting to run out of fuel or run out of oxygen. I'm being absolutely being overly cautious. And Cruz here. Welcome to stream. How's it going? Hey, it's hey chat. Yes. What's this? I'm so lucky to be given so much time for everything. Looking for a job I like at my pace. Cool. With all up on the chance most people will get a breath from their jobs. Yeah. Speaking for myself, I've actually been unemployed for an uncomfortably long time. Having a broken wrist doesn't help. Um, I actually get this cast comes off next week. It's slated to come off on December 24th, Christmas Eve, early Christmas present, you could say. So looking forward to that. Hopefully it's better by then. I mean, it's when they changed cast, like they took the previous cast off to X-ray it at the 3 week mark, um, and it was still really tender. They actually gave me the option. Oh, hey, we could put a new cast on, or you can try see if you can get away with the splint instead. And I was like, it's still so sore, I think, like, I just felt really exposed and vulnerable with the cast off. And, maybe it makes me nuts that I opted to put a cast back on. But that's what I chose to do. That was 2 weeks ago. One more week, and it comes off. I mean, if they by this, by next week, it will be the 6 week mark. Like by then, for sure, it's got to be better by then, right? Like, or at least good enough that I can get away with not having a cast. Like I do, occasionally feel like a twinge of pain in the region where the scaphoid, the broken bone is. Um, so I don't know. It feels a little iffy. We'll see how it is. But I mean, when they took the cast off at the 3 week mark, it was sort of a mix of uh, how'd you break it, or are you trying to tell me it's right? Oh, it's fine. No, I was riding a bike, hit a pothole I didn't see, and just lost control, fell over, landed on my outstretched hand, broke the scaphoid bone, which is one of the carpal bones. There are 2 rows of carpal bones in the hand. It's the scaphoid is the one which is next to the thumb. It articulates with the first metacarpal bone here. Uh, when I was in one of my anatomy classes back when I was studying to be an RMT, they taught a mnemonic for helping remember the names of the bones, which never ceases to crack me up. It's a very Toronto centric mnemonic because it's you see in Toronto our transit system is called it's called the TTC, the Toronto Transit Commission, um, and the mnemonic for remembering the carpal bones is TTC has seldom lowered their prices, which is funny because it's true. Their prices always seem to be going up. But yeah, it's trapezoid, triquetrum. So no, trapezoid, trapezium, capitate, hamate, scaphoid, lunate, triquetrum, pisiform. Those are the carpal bones from distal row to proximal row, radial to ulnar. That's thumb side to pinky side. But yeah, the scaphoid is the one they broke. I saw the X-ray. It's like broken neatly in half. And that's why they need to immobilize the thumb and the wrist so that it can't move, so it has a chance to heal, and the 2 halves of the bone can come back together. Had a broken wrist, but I was lucky enough to break my left one. Yeah. Yeah, yep, small mercies and all that. Yeah, it's the fact that it's my right hand is troublesome because I'm right-handed. Yeah, I've had to move my mouse pad over to the other side, and had to figure out how to do a lot of things one-handed. I think like I'm mostly ambidextrous. I can do things with either hand for the most part. I can't write worth a damn with my left hand, but most of the tasks I can do left-handed. it's one of those things. It was helpful when I was working as an RMT, a registered massage therapist. Being able to work with both hands is an asset in that job. Um, yeah. So a lot of things are more awkward. I've had to go out in socks and sandals lately because I can't tie my shoes because that requires both hands. Yeah, like the thumb is immobile. Like I can't move the thumb, so I can't grip things. I can. I mean, I can almost sort of grip things like with these four fingers, but not really. Not with any strength. Yeah, for one thing, uh, like they're kind of swollen. I don't know how well you can see on the webcam image, but they're noticeably really puffy. They're also paler. They're a lot flakier. I'm not allowed to wash this because I can't get the cast wet, and I'm not allowed to put moisturizer on it. And I'm really prone to dry skin. Like this hand looks fine, but this one is like it's flaking like crazy. Like it's kind of horrible looking, really. My dexterity is impressive. I can't even game and talk at the same time. Haha. Yeah. Ah. But yeah. But I can't. Like I've got no rotation. Like this is the extent of the rotation I have in this wrist. Like because it's immobilized. Like I can't flex it or extend it. I can't deviate it. I can't rotate it. It's just immobile. So this hand is just useless here. There's it can barely do anything. Sometimes I'll hold something down with my elbow while I do something with the left hand. That's like the best I can do, or I can just hold it in the crook of my arm. Um, but yeah, this hand is largely useless for anything I might want to do. That's just how it's been for the past month. Yeah. Actually, that was a bad parallel, but I still can't do many things left-handed can try. Oh, try using silverware, but I just look like I belong in a high chair. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's just like um, yesterday I tried to what was it yesterday? I tried to put my hands behind my head to just do a relaxed posture, and I just realized, oh, I can't rotate. Like this hand can't rotate to get to that position because I was like, oh, okay, this is awkward. uh, yeah. At least it's less sore than it was. Like it does feel like it's getting better. I feel like I've got more range of motion. Like there was a stretch of time where like there's a feeling of like I don't know what motion is going to cause a twinge of pain here. Like I'll move it somewhere or I'll just hold it at a weird angle. I was like, oh, I felt that. Um, but yeah, I'm hopeful that once the cast comes off next week, it'll be better, and I can get back to proper gaming with games that require two hands. Uh, had a broken right wrist once. Oof. Right-handed. Oh no, that's unfortunate. Shown off during a workout and landed on my hand. Went to school with the cast. Yeah, that's a nuisance. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the one upside of being unemployed at the moment is I don't have to do work with this thing on. Can I zoom? Can I zoom here? Because we can just zoom in, zoom out. Okay. Anyway, getting back to the game, we just blocked that current there. East Rift Wall. A huge pillar sits out from the wall here, its top caked in retracted stalks. A golden garden waiting to emerge. Well, I already made it emerge, so here we go. We're crossing the rift, crossing the currents, and what do we got on the side? Another triangle. Rift Cave. This small opening in the wall provides a little shelter from the howling rift, allowing some stalks to take up root here. Okay. And then we move along. We are across. Thank you, stalks. Oh, and thank you to you, too. She's still talking to her suit. Bare passage. Another smooth tunnel leads out towards the light. Alright. Cave mouth. A circle of warm light shows this tunnel opens out onto the upper shelf of the east reef. What lies above? Yep. Ascend, ascend, ascend with Gorb! Yeah, Hollow Knight reference again. Although, actually, hold on. I should have. Sorry. Descend, descend, descend. I should have done one more scan. Okay, just wanted to confirm that I'm in a dead end. Okay, yep. Ascend again. Hard to tell whether Don't Starve is a 1 or 2 hand game. I would prefer to play it with 2 hands. Definitely would prefer to play it with 2 hands. I mean, you can play it with one hand, like clicking on things, but it's so handy being able to just push the action button and have your character just automatically walk to the nearest thing and pick it up. It's helpful, and it makes it for less of a pixel hunt trying to click on enemies too. If you can just push the attack button, and he just auto attacks the closest enemy, makes the game a lot less risky. Anyway, okay, more life forms. What do we got over here? Stalk canopy. It's a new creature. These stalks are twisted together into a huge. Oh, hold on. These canopies are spectacular. I'll start logging observations. Let's see what we can find out about them. Together into a huge canopy. Incredible. They are pulsing as the pores across their surface open and close. And instantly we got an ad break coming up in 3 minutes 30 seconds. I'll pause the game when the ads come on so you don't miss anything. And what's this? Another new thing. Bright petals. These are beautiful plants. Single petals shifting in the sunlight. Let's start logging data on them. These bright white petals appear to be photosynthetic plants. They float on long stems, shifting and swaying in the water. Photosynthetic, so you mean they're green? They're actual plants, not fungus, like the rest of the stuff we found. I mean, here on Earth, the difference between plants and fungi, like the plants, they do photosynthesis. They're green. They have chlorophyll. They make energy with the power of the sun. Got attack buttons. They always was a struggle to chop quickly that the character change place. Yeah, no. Look in the key bindings for Don't Starve. There's a designated use button and a designated attack button. You can set them. I change them to keys that are easy to find in the keyboard, so I don't have to look down and hunt for them. It's a quality of life improvement feature in the game, really. Like, you can play without using those buttons, but it's very helpful having them. Anyway, all right, let's head over here, I guess. Blooming petals. These plant-like creatures seem unrelated to the reef stalks. There's soft petals waving on thin stems. And away we go. Oh, there's something to collect here? Feels good to be out in the sunlight again. Let's head north. Head northeast along this finger of the reef. The transponder is at the tip. Okay, my inventory is full though, and looks like there's a new thing to collect here. Shoot. May have gone overboard with collecting stuff. Let's just feed this guy into the fuel tank. Gulp. And then collect the plant. Yoink. Any more? There's more samples here? Well, shoot. Let's just... If I use the shrill sack on, like... I don't know. Let's just drop it over here, I guess. Probably should have found out where the paths are before doing that. Oh, whatever here. Bright petals. While each plant seems to have a single white petal, they group together, forming fields of blooms, all angled toward the sun. Cool. There's another one to collect here. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Bright pollen. Furred pollen extracted from petals in the east reef. Cool. Wouldn't mind having a more inventory capacity. Oh well. Ad break is imminent, so I am going to take a break. I will be right back. And I'm back again. Have you heard of Biomutant? I'm assuming that's a game? No? I, I'm trying to think. Well, maybe. I'm trying to think. Like I've heard of Metal Mutant. I've heard of Bioforge. Biomutant. I don't think so. I don't think I've heard of that. Assuming it's the game you're referring to. What's it like? What's it about? Like I'm thinking of like Metal Mutant is that game from the 90s from a French developer where you're playing as this robot which can transform between a humanoid form and a Tyrannosaurus like form or this tank like form. And there's various abilities, like each of the three forms has their own abilities which help you navigate the terrain. That was kind of neat. That was a neat game from the 90s. And then Bioforge was how do I describe it? Where you're this cyborg who wakes up in a cell with no memory of how you got there or what's going on, and you have to piece together the mystery of everything that's happening through logs and occasional dialogue with other characters. So it's a bit of a RPG kind of thing. That one was neat. The story of that was pretty neat. The gameplay left something to be desired, but Anyway, what was I doing? Right. So yeah, I just got a couple of new life forms. I wonder if I should I. Oh, I'm. I guess I'm too far away to get retrieved by the drone. Okay. Well, I'm on my own out here, I guess. Do I want to go north or do I want to go northeast? I want the like. It's sort of like I can zoom in but not zoom out. Like I want to get a zoomed out view of the map. I want to see where I am in relation to the way station. Darn it. Oh well. Let's just stock barrier. A colony of stalks has twisted itself tightly across this gap in the rocks. Could they be protecting something? Well, let's check it out. Exposed roots. Sample candidate. Here we go. Where the rock shelf has fallen away into the rift, the roots of the canopy above have been exposed. We could sample them here. Well, we're going to do just that. Sampling available. Except my inventory is full. But here we go. There's the root. We need to ditch something. Let's just throw a shrill sack right into the center of this mass here. The ones on the outskirts retracted, but these ones didn't. Huh. Don't know what that means. Anyway, we're just gonna grab the root sample. There we go. It's one of the things we theoretically came out here for. Canopy root, rid of a stalk. Canopy, made of many twisted filaments. And I'm gonna drop one of these guys into my fuel tank so that I can collect another one. Yeah, inventory is full, and 3 of the items are things that I haven't scanned yet. I haven't studied yet, so I'm kind of tempted to just head back home and toss these in the scanner before I continue forward. I think I might just do that. You know, like, I don't like running around with a completely full inventory. I'm probably going to be finding... it's so annoying that I can't get the drone to request retrieval. Sag. Okay, whatever. I think... whatever. We'll just do it the long and slow way. Ah, damn it! Did it again. I meant to click on this thing up here. Oh, seriously? I have to use another one of these guys? Alright. Oh. I can't go back. Like, I can't go back at all. Because I would need to go up here to block the current there. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. I see how it is. Alright, fine. Well, let's go up and find Minae. Get those story beats out of the way. Still sands. The fractured outcrops all around break up the worst of the northern current, protecting the sandy shelf. They scan again. More floral thingies. Stock canopy. The coloration of these canopies is much lighter than other stocks. They glow pale yellow in the light of Gliese 667cc's Three Suns. And this one here. Great petals. The petals seem to shimmer as they twist and open. It's difficult to tell if this is involuntary or part of the plant's own movement. Okay, so I can go north or I can go east. And I'm presuming east is the way that leads to the story beats, which I'm supposedly heading toward here. This towering canopy of woven stalks pulsates in the soft current, the sunlight slipping through the gaps in its branches. They scan again. More floral things. Bright petals. On some petals, there's a thick clump of pollen on the lower part. Wonder how this is dispersed. It seems too heavy to float away. Stalk canopy. High up in the wide canopy, I can see that the stalks are twisted around strange ribbed growths. What are they holding up there? There we go. Shimmer blooms? Is that the name we've given the petals? I'm going to name these plants shimmer blooms for the way they catch the sunlight. Wish I could share these discoveries with Minae. There's still so much to say. Wide single petal plants that come in a variety of hues. They appear to be primarily photosynthetic and produce a heavy, furry-looking pollen. Shimmering field, sample candidate. Bright petals line this part of the reef, shimmering and swaying, parting easily as I pass among their delicate forms. I'm presuming this is going to be more of the same that I already have here. Like, I've got these canopy root, I've got the bright pollen. Yeah, this is more bright pollen. I don't think I need more. I mean, I can grab another and, I don't know. It doesn't hurt to have extra, I suppose. I can throw it in my fuel tank if anything. What have we here? More stalk canopy. This canopy has many gaps between its higher stalks, as if something has fallen out or been removed from it. Okay. New species logged. Reef cap. Okay. With their strong resemblance to terrestrial mushrooms, I'm going to call these reef caps. Domed mushroom-like stalks which appear to support struggling stalk colonies with a supply of special spores. Now this is going in a northerly direction. This might meet with that other northerly path that I saw earlier. Fed by spores, shielded by a colony of stalks, as part of the reef seems to have fostered the ideal conditions for its own survival. Is that another way station ahead? Minae must have built them all across the reef. Cool. Maybe I can drop this stuff off. Central clearing. In the center of this shelf is a beautiful clearing, screened from currents and predators. No wonder Minae set up a way station here. Hey, what do you know? And more plants over here? What's something new? Table stock? New species logged? I've named these table stocks after the table corals they remind me of. I'll log my notes back at the base. Back at the base, you say, which we are currently completely unable to get back to. Way station. In the scattered shadows of golden canopies and knee-deep in shimmering petals, this way station sits silent. Well, let's check it out. Okay, open up the terminal, see what data we can escape from this place. Spoofing user, Dr. Minae Nomura, last access history cleared. Log download Y/N. We can recharge our power here. Oh, can we update the map data? Incomplete data released to pilot's console. The log suggests Minae was using this as some kind of staging ground for expeditions over the drop-off. She was looking for something out in the ocean. Something deep, from the descents she logged here. Minae doesn't do things at random. The way station is the research base. This is calculated. I feel like we're already 10 steps behind her and we've barely even started. Let's get to that suit transponder. It isn't far from here. We head straight north to the shelf's edge. It should be there. And, oh dear, we got a bot in chat. You know, some of these things, some of these bots, get caught right away, and they don't show up in chat at all. It's like they're withheld. And some of them just get through, like this one did. And I'm not sure what the pattern is. Not sure why. Yeah, what am I trying to say? Whatever system Twitch is using to determine which ones are bots, it isn't the content of the comments they're leaving. Okay, so we can connect a link with this here. Can we do a request retrieval thing and exoplanet extraction transitioning? Please wait. Starting resyncing with vehicle OS, downtime 3.6 hours. Safe mode. So, are we looking around this way station here, or did that just teleport us back to the first way station that we were already in? Or are they connected? Consignal antenna damaged. Yeah, antenna damaged. Generator operating at 34% efficiency. Like, this is a description of the way station that we originally came from. Support, okay, crew terminal user LAVAS secure protocol oversight active. So this is the same message as before. Anyway, let's can I just double click it? Okay, so double clicking doesn't move it over. I have to click and drag it, I guess. And go to the lab, sample analysis. Do we have enough information to scan this? Lab analysis complete. Reef cap taxonomy entry updated. Hooray. And what about the pollen? Lab analysis complete. Shimmer blooms taxonomy entry updated. And the root? This is the root. This is the root of the shrill things, right? Table stock taxonomy entry updated. Is it the shrill stacks root? So what information did we get? So within the fungal category, Coletia fungal stocks. Okay, so I thought, yeah. So we did. Okay, so we never found the sickle stock tissue sample yet. Okay, so never mind that. We did find table stock. Observations recorded by Dr. Ellerivas. Pale yellow canopies formed from many stalks entwined together, which reach impressive heights. Table stalks are part of the reef's many interlocking species of stalks, though these individuals can only be found in the eastern reef. There they tower over the other creatures, providing dappled shade with the life that grows around them. One of the notable features of table stalks is the rhythmic opening and closing of their pores, which provides a steady flow of water beneath their canopies. This seems to be highly beneficial to the growth of other species, with most table stalks being surrounded by many types of stalks and other species entirely. Also notable are the ball-shaped growths of differing sizes which sit high in the table stalk's canopies. Sampling these might help us understand the table stalks better. So that's my next mission here, to find the top of the table stalk canopies. I mean, the fact they're referring to them as table stalks is just, I'm guessing they're like a flat surface, like a table, like a flat horizontal surface, like a table coral. Behavior. Analysis of a table stalk root shows a number of minerals not associated with stalk growth being extracted from the bedrock. Do the table stalks need these minerals to survive, or are they using them for some other purpose? A cross-section of the root shows a central chamber typical of the carbon transfer system seen in other stalks. Unlike those stalks, table stalks have many subsidiary chambers, like a bundle of wires, each carrying a particular cocktail of mineral compounds. These secondary roots are not drawing up large amounts of these materials, just traces. But why? Perhaps there is some connection to these growths in the upper canopies of the table stalks. They are well secured by the stalk's tight binding, but perhaps we can find one that has been dislodged. Alright. And then we got the reef cap. These are the mushroom-like ones. Observations. Large domed stalks, which like terrestrial mushrooms, release spores from gills on the underside of the cap. In the wider stalk ecology, reef caps appear to play the role of emergency response, growing in areas where the stalk colonies are failing or are heavily predated upon, and proceeding to shower them with spores. However, these spores seem to differ from those released by other species of stalk in that they quickly dissolve when expelled. Analyzing these spores is important to better understanding the reef cap's role. Are they reproductive spores, tasked with adding newly seeded stalks to existing colonies, or nutrient spores, intended to boost the health of dying or diseased individuals? Okay, and in behavior? Sooth spores, the name by which I have come to call the reef cap spores, don't seem to be spores at all. Unlike the modified spores of other stalks, these particles don't have any reproductive capacity. Instead, they resemble endospores, dormant bacteria reduced to dried husks which can survive for hundreds of years in toxic environments without nutrients. And endospores are incredibly tough and high in calcium, and when released by the reef caps, they dissolve and transfer this calcium to the surrounding environment where it is absorbed by the local stalks. This windfall of calcium granted by the cap's sooth spore seems to allow stalks to augment their internal signaling and toughen their membrane to protect from predators, allowing them to recover rapidly. But the question remains, how do the reef caps produce these endospores? Sure. So, I need more information to form theories. And we got our first plant entry. Punctifolia, pore petals, shimmer blooms, Sulculter Minae. It's named after Minae? Is that Ellery's choice? Shimmer blooms are single-petaled plants found primarily in the sheltered waters of the East Reef. Yeah. What is Ellery's relationship with Minae? There was a hint that she had she made the comment about Minae being disorganized, or being kind of messy in her organization, I guess. Which sort of hints that they've had a lot of interaction, maybe working together. Who knows? Maybe this is there's gonna be a reveal that they're in a past romantic relationship or something. Who knows? I mean, just the fact that Dr. Ellery apparently dropped everything she was doing to fly all the way out here to see Minae without any explanation of what was going on, it just hints at some kind of strong relationship. Although Ellery also said that they haven't seen each other in years, so it's like, I don't know, they're kind of estranged, I guess. But she named the flower after her. Anyway. Yeah, shimmer blooms are single-petaled plants found primarily in the sheltered waters of the East Reef. As they produce pollen as well as photosynthesize, I've classified the visible portion of these plants as petals, though they could also be thought of as leaves, serving both functions simultaneously. Shimmer blooms can be green, like most terrestrial plants. However, they can also be found to be yellow, red, or purple in color. The image of a patch or blooms of is beautiful one. I think that's a typo. As they shift in the soft currents, they often seem to shimmer. The lower part of their single petal features many small stamens, which produce a fluffy, clumped pollen. Analysis of this pollen may provide some insight into their life cycle. Behavior. Laboratory analysis of shimmer bloom pollen reveals it to be a heavy, sticky substance, atypical for waterborne distribution. Oh yeah? Yeah, how does distribution of pollen work underwater anyway? Unlike on terrestrial plants like seagrass, whose pollen is distributed by water currents and is therefore long and light, shimmerbloom's spherical, heavy pollen seems intended to resist distribution by current, and must instead be distributed by creatures who visit the blooms. Okay, so, I mean, that's not atypical. There are plenty of flowers on Earth that they have their pollen spread by like bees who come to visit them and other other insects. Anyway, distributed by creatures who visit the blooms. The reason for this may be the shimmer bloom's tendency to grow on exposed shelves or pillars, which would risk lightweight, water-transported pollen being sucked into the deep ocean rather than being distributed to viable sites. By relying on creature transport, bloom pollen has a better chance of reaching another sunlit shelf or pillar. And no theories or sketch yet. Shoot sample analysis requested. What did the other ones say? Like, what did these things need? Growth sample analysis requested? And the reef cap says tissue sample analysis requested? Okay. Alright, that's everything new in the taxonomy. Yeah, I'm just glad to have been able to, mostly empty my inventory. I'm still keeping these shrill sacks around because they seem to be good for clearing stuff out. Med subject unactive, base user detected medical assessment due. I don't think I can actually do anything here. Here's a generator, still running at 34% efficiency, observation blister inactive. Okay, well, let's take a look at the dive map. So, okay, so there are new sites. There are new sites that this thing is telling me to visit. At least the map has been updated. This one is still blinking. I'm guessing this is the suit transponder. Yep, single priority. Please detect a suit transponder at these coordinates. Could this be Minae? We'll have to head into the East Reef to find out. What else have we got here? Sample request. Signal stock tissue. Okay, so this is the one that I was sort of trying to get to earlier. Signal stock tissue sample. Down here, sample request shimmer blooms. Shoot. These pillars tucked behind the fingers of the reef are only just being germinated by the shimmer blooms. Can we sample a young shoot here? And sample request reef cap tissue. I've noticed tiny pieces of reef cap drifting down this long rift. If we can fight the current, perhaps we can find the individual shedding them. And what are these over here? Sample request table stock growth on the reef's middle finger. Where the forest and the currents fight for dominance, perhaps we can find a table stock willing to give up its secrets. And what about this one here? Sample request sing stock tissue. Here, where strong currents batter the stock forest, might be a good place to find exposed or damaged sing stocks. Okay, so there are two places to find sing stock things? Okay. Yeah, both of these say single stock. Oh, wait, no, this says sing stock, this says signal stock. Wait, are those two different plants? I thought they were the same thing. Like all the shrill sacks from the... whatever, who knows. I suppose I can go seek out the suit transponder. So if I click dive map... Okay, so I can choose either one, I guess? Like if I click here, confirm dive to select location. Okay. So I guess it's an either or. I can just click the other one and just show up wherever. Alright. So, guess we want to go in a northerly direction. So let's see what's over here. Split outcrop. Like many of the large rocks on the shelf, this outcrop has been split, creating a passage to the east and another to the north. And away we go. And we scan again. We can go east or we can go north. Let's actually go to the signal, I guess. Let's get these story beats going. Let's go north. A swirl of sand suggests this passage leads to the reef edge and the open water beyond. It was a northerly direction we wanted to go in, right? Exposed clearing. This side of the finger feels exposed, but thanks to its current splitting outcrops, it remains in a bubble of calm. It was slightly amusing to be that they referred to it as the middle finger. Anyway. Open ocean. At this tip of the shelf, the outcrops fall away to reveal an unrestricted view of the vast ocean. It is both terrifying and beautiful. Off I go. I see something at the edge. Is that the suit? Minae's suit. It even says right there, Minae's suit. Open, empty, and half sunk in sand. Why would she leave it here? More importantly, where'd she go? It's definitely Minae's suit, but no Minae. Surely she isn't... Okay, let's not jump to conclusions. I want to take a look at this. It can't have been here long. Most of it is still in good condition, but how did it get out here? There's no evidence of injury, of malfunction perhaps? What do you think? I don't have enough information. You're asking me? I have to pick yes or no? I'm gonna say yes, I guess? But then where is she? Could she have just swum to the surface? Did she intend us to find it? Minae, what did you get yourself into here? It's better equipped than our suit, but the seals have started decaying. What's this? Minae has rigged up some kind of custom propulsion system, probably to deal with the currents. Oh hey, we can go into, oh, this will let us get back and stuff. You can use this. We'll need a power source. It won't run off the suit's system. It seems like it used some kind of microbial fuel cell. We just need to recreate it. We can use the microbial colony we sampled in the Western Reef. Okay. Okay, let's get this back to the base so I can take a better look. Minae, better not have done something stupid. I didn't come all the way out here to bury you. Huh? ... Let's go. Culvert drone pickup. Yeah, sure, I guess we can do that. Like, this is a dead end here, right? Yeah, there's nothing... Request retrieval. Let's step back. Type map offline, huh? Hey, you ready to get back to work? Sure. Great. Because I've had a very productive few hours. Been working on that propulsion system. We use those 4 microbial samples to grow a new colony in the lab. Oh, okay. Then I transferred it to a secure containment capsule, nice and snug. I followed what I could from Minae's notes on building a microbial fuel cell. It's all loaded onto the suit. The MFC fed directly from our reserve oxygen supply. Okay. Now we just need to take the suit out for a dive to test it. It's going to take plenty of oxygen to fuel the colony, so bring any samples that'll help out. But make sure not to take any we haven't put through the analysis on the lab level first. I don't want to burn through hours of research material just to get a power boost. This propulsion system will let us pass through strong currents and move more quickly. We should be able to cut across that rift north of the way station and see that what the bloom finally is. Ready when you are. Cool. We may have short-circuited a story beat by getting those getting the microbial thingies ahead of time. Yeah, she made the comment about the samples that we collected. Like, I think. Yeah. I did indeed have 4 of them. Did I actually need 4 of them? And is just total coincidence. I happen to have 4 already. That worked out well. And oh, you've got a new log entry. Minae's suit, open to the ocean, empty. What has she done? Trying hard to reconcile the Minae I once knew with the evidence in front of me. When I met her on Kepler 62F, she was intense and quiet, but calculated. Intelligent. She wasn't someone to take unnecessary risks, to leap into the unknown. At first I found her impossibly intimidating. Her experience working as a biologist far outstripped my own. Bakel brought me to the site as a consultant to examine her discoveries, but I felt like the one under examination. The base was much like this one, a smaller, older model, sunk in a subglacial ocean. Someone might think a relationship was inevitable given those intimate conditions. Oh? Did I call it? I mean, there were there were already hints that, again, like the fact that she came out all this way for her and didn't even know what she was up to, it already did kind of hint that there was some strong emotional motivation to come see Minae, you know? Anyway. Someone might think a relationship was inevitable given those intimate conditions, but it wasn't the base that brought me to her, it was that intensity. Over the few years since, I have tried not to dwell on what happened on Kepler 62F, but being here, living where she has lived, following her scattered steps, it is impossible not to remember. EV. Tried not to dwell on what happened on Kepler 62F. What did happen? They have some kind of falling out? Like there's these hints of regret. Like trying not to dwell on what happened. I don't know, they have a fight? Who knows? Anyway, yeah, dive map. Where to next? Oh, hey, this is new, isn't it? Signal. With Minae's propulsion system hooked up to the suit, we should be able to cross this rift and head into the bloom. Okay, so again, this is what moves the story forward. So we're gonna go there last. I want to explore. Yeah, because there was another thing way back. Like this is a starting location. Around here, there was a. Wait, I can drag the map around. There was a chasm thing which I was unable to cross. Oh, actually, it might have been this one here. It might have been here. I was previously unable to cross because I needed a better propulsion system. So that might be opened up as well as this way forward here to the bloom. Huh. Okay. Well, let's resume exploration. Kind of want to go south first, I think. I want to see if I can find the thing. I should have made a note while I was. Okay, so you find the controls and the utilities where sampling and everything else is. Once you found the propulsion system, let's try it out. But remember, it uses oxygen. Be careful. When you got the hang of it, let's try to cross the Northern Rift. Ooh, okay, so yeah, new thingy here. So there's a button to click on here. Okay, so it used some of my oxygen supply to fill up. And then there's this button here. What does this do? Okay, so it's drain. Okay, it's draining the oxygen. Okay, I think I just emptied the oxygen. Okay, I think I just wasted it. Okay, that's fine. Hold on, I'm connected to the. There, I was just gonna say I'm connected to the way station. I should be able to replenish my oxygen here. There we go. Some complete data release to pilot's console. Okay, there was another path to the east here, right? Yeah, I want to see what's over here. Pulsing growth, sample candidate. Surrounded by shimmering petals, a pulsing stalk pumps out spores. Do these carbon-rich particles feed plants too? Sampling available. What do we got here? Oh, more sooth spores? I mean, okay. Why not? Yeah, the sooth spores do add a bit of oxygen. So do the shrill sacs. Let's see what's further east here. Eastern Passage. As the shattered edge of the reef curves away to the east, the currents fade and the static water grows warmer. Tall canopy. From the cover of this canopy, I can see a series of tall pillars out to the east, each one topped with a garden of unknown life. Looks like there might be currents picking up here. Strong current. A strong current cuts across the east edge of the shelf with the turquoise haze of the open ocean stretching beyond. Turquoise, eh? It's just funny. I wrote a DDLC mod about sapphic romance entitled Turquoise. So it's, I don't know. Timing is a little funny. Anyway, so this thing's all full up. So if I engage this, then it lets me travel out into the strong current. Current's edge. East of here, the current fades and strange pillars rise up from the dark of the ocean floor. Yeah, it's draining the oxygen pretty quick, so let's try to... I want to read this stuff, though. Feathery creature, a cleverly camouflaged creature mainly composed of feathery frond-like arms, which is waves through as it moves. Many feathery creatures are all around these gardens. Let's start observing their movements. Okay, this thing's about to run out. What happens when it runs out of oxygen? Oh. I didn't immediately get swept away by the current, so I guess I'm okay. Anyway, yeah. Feather creatures. So we got some bird-like things here. Got some avians. Silken plant. These long, pale green strands of plant matter. Oh, it's a new thing. These twisted strands are like webs between the pillars. Let's start logging them. Oh, these long, pale green strands of plant matter entwine in flat blades, which trail horizontally between the pillars. And large pillar. This large pillar extends down into the murk of the deep water below, standing improbably straight and tall, a geological anomaly. Okay, so I guess the strong current was just in that one beacon there. So I was fine moving beyond it. Okay, so all these plants are previously scanned. Is there 2 different beacons to go to? Let's check out this one, I guess. Creature tracks. Oh yeah? Wait, is this like, are you on land now? What is this? Patterns of dents in the sand Show the paths of the feathered creatures that cross from pillar to pillar in slow and purposeful loops. Yeah, we're underwater. Why would there be feathered creatures? Alright. It says sample candidate. Let's check that out. What do we got here? Animal tissue? Okay. It's a feather, I guess? A shed feather. A delicate feather structure found in the pillar gardens. Any more to be found? Just a single feather? Okay. And over here, another silken plant. These silken strands meet in places and become tangled in one another, forming complex webs that are slow to navigate. So, wow, okay, so there are multiple directions I can go. I should have taken a screenshot of the map. Shoot. Missed opportunity. I could have screenshot it and then I could look at it while I'm doing this. I can figure out if I'm going in approximately the right direction. I just want to be able to look at the world map from this screen. Like, why is that not a thing I can do? Or if it is, why is it hidden? I don't know. Okay, well, let's go this way first, I guess. I want to go in a southerly direction, I think. Pillar crossing. How did these monoliths form? Perhaps they are cores of harder rock which remained when the rest was eroded away. What's with these lines of life forms here? Oh, there's another plant thingy here. Silken plant. These trailing plants can be of great length and appear to only grow from the sides of the pillars. How did they form? Let's take a look this way first. The individual thin fibrous strands which make up these pillar bridges are so fine they could almost be silk. Twisted tendrils. Sample candidate. Okay. More stuff to collect? Plant tissue? What do I get? Silken strands. Pale green strands of plant tendril from the pillar gardens. There's more to be had? Yoink. Alright, and scan surroundings. Oh, another feathery creature to be scanned. It appears that a number of the creature's feathery arms have sharp edges that it uses to prune the pillar garden's flora. Cool. Let's keep going south. Tendril maze. Uh-oh. It's easy to get confused once you're among these webbed tendrils navigating between the sunken islands of life. Scan again, and another feathery creature here. I've observed these feathered creatures moving between pillars among the web-like plants that connect them. And observing the underside of these plants, I can see a layer of pores, stomata perhaps, for waste release. And another one. Another silken plant. I have observed these plants in shades which stretch from bright green to ivory white. Is this an indicator of their age or health? And there's another path, southwesterly direction here. Empty pillar. The tendrils seem to be avoiding this pillar. In fact, they appear to be avoiding the main shelf of the reef altogether. Then we scan again. Find another silken plant. I've noticed these strands don't connect directly to the pillars, but disappear into holes in their sides. What are they connected to then? Okay, and then go south. This tendril has to stretch a long distance to bridge these pillars. How do they grow like this without any support? And then we just head along there. Incidentally, are we able to get a drone recall thingy back? Okay, yeah, we're still able to link. Just curious. And we scan. And we find out. Oh, this is going to be the last silken plant, right? Sea silk. Long strands of pale green and white plant matter. Oh, right. I've named this sea silk, though I'm not sure what kind of plant it is. Check my notes back at the base. Long strands of pale green and white plant matter that twist into broad, flat bridges and webs between the pillar gardens. Okay, we're just gonna keep hugging the left, the western, the more western, more southwesterly paths here, I guess. Pillar Garden, sample candidate. This pillar top is a little sparser than some of the others. Perhaps these more southern pillars have only been recently seeded? Question mark? Off I go. And sample available. How much space do we have? We have 1 inventory space left. Bright pollen. Okay, so this is more stuff that we already have. I mean, I can grab it anyway, I suppose. I can just feed it into my feed it into the fuel tank, if anything. Ooh, another feathery creature here. Continuing to gather data. Seems that if they're knocked off of a surface, these creatures can swim, but very inefficiently. It must be an emergency measure. So it's just hopping around the bottom of the ocean here, I guess. Lone tendril. Down here, only a single bridge leads from pillar to pillar. A lone creature braving the currents as it crosses. There's so many these triangles going off to the right, to the east. There's like lots of different branches. That's fine. Just gonna keep moving along here. I'm sure I'll. And I'm being careful to not click on the other triangles because I want to keep it clear which ones I visit, which ones I haven't, and just not click on something unless I'm visiting it. Pillar garden. Out away from the other gardens, this wide pillar feels like a calming sanctuary, a blob of green and gold in a sea of blue. And we've got another sample candidate here. What do we got? My inventory's full. It's more bright pollen. Lots of bright pollen. Here, let's just throw one of these into the fuel tank. And then we can pick up another. Yoink. And we scan. Now, I can continue going further south, or I can cut across to the west here. And I think I'm going to go west. Or just trying to be somewhat systematic about this, like, keep the more leftmost one. Last tendril. One final bridge stretches down to the southernmost pillar, its strands swaying with the rising current. And we scan. There's another western one here. Hold pillar. Despite being so thick, this pillar is cut through with small holes, and on its top a couple of shell plates catch the light. Another. What was that? Something made a funny noise and then ran away there. And there's a sample to be collected. What is this? Animal 20%? This is something new, I think. Okay, well, if I just toss this into my fuel tank, there we go, all full up, and then grab this. Is this new? It might just be another feather. No, it is new. What is this? Chitin plate. A shard of chitin plate left behind by a segmented worm. Huh. And we're still able to travel further. Huh. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna fire this thing up, expend a bit of oxygen to fill it up, because apparently I can just leave it full, and it's fine. And then we're gonna take one of these and toss it into the oxygen tank. Gulp. There. That filled it right up. And then we have room for another chitin plate. Nothing else to be had here? Cool. Germinating garden, sample candidate. Oh wait, another sample candidate? Gosh darn it. These small young petals are starting to open up to the three sons of Gliese 667 CC. This place will be even more beautiful one day. Another ad break coming up in 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Uh-oh. I keep doing that. I keep putting it away when it's already on the screen there. So, question mark. Plant tissue, 10%, 10%. Is this the same thing as the, no, the silicon stars are 5%. So this is a new thing. Okay, so, let's just toss this guy out, I guess. What do we have here? A petal shoot? A new shoot of a petal plant from the Pillar Gardens. And there's another one to be collected? Okay, well, let's just, I don't know, throw away another shrill sack, I guess. So we can collect it. Inventory is full once again. This is a dead end? Okay, so this is a dead end. So we've explored this to its fullest extent, and it's a good time to link up, teleport back, and get the drone, pick us up to the, take us back to the way station, and then we can study their, just science it up. Okay, surely I can just double click it to move it over? No, I actually have to click and drag it over? That's annoying. So I'll hang on to those. And if we go to the lab, we can sample analysis, and then just click and drag these over here. So this is one of the petals. Minae complete, Shimmer Blooms, taxonomy entry updated. Can I drag this over here, or do I need to remove that one first? Right, okay. Shed feather, delicate feather structure from the Pillar Gardens. Lab analysis error, no relevant taxonomy entries found. That's... Okay, so basically I need to find more of the birds before I'm able to put their feather into the machine to study it. Fine, whatever. Play your game. So good strands. Lab analysis complete. Sea silk taxonomy entry updated. And then this chitin plate. Found by segmented worm. I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to scan this one either. Yeah, lab analysis error. No relevant taxonomy. Yeah, I need. It says it's from a worm. I'm guessing I need to actually find the worm before I'm able to scan the entry. Fine, fair enough. I'll just do that then. In the meantime, let's take a look at the taxonomy updates, because we should have some new information for the poor petals. Culture Minae. So we got theories about the petals now. Analysis of a shimmer bloom shoot has revealed a coiled stalk which each shimmer bloom possesses, allowing them to control their height in the water. This means that if a shimmer bloom grows beyond the optimum depth for photosynthesis, it is able to extend its stalk and rise in the water towards the surface. However, due to the constant sunlight, which is an effective Gliese 667cc's tidally locked orbit, shimmer blooms also use this ability to retract themselves away from the sun in order to protect themselves from cell damage. These beautiful plants are highly attuned to their environment, and I can think of no better species to give Minae's name to. Aww. It is a name that deserves to live on in this place. I'm sorry, I can't do more. It's beautiful, therefore it reminds me of Minae, says Ellery. Dr. Ellery Voss. Anyway, recessed stamens, sensible stalk, pollen-producing stamen, photosynthetic cells, shimmer bloom garden. Well, there you have it. And ad break is imminent, so we're going to read out about the silk plant thingy when I get back. I will be right back. And I'm back again. Yeah, I was just thinking about this during the break, and like, it's cute. It's sweet that Ellery is saying like she named the plant after Minae because they're beautiful and therefore remind her of Minae. It'd be kind of funny, 'cause Minae's already been here for years, supposedly. Wouldn't it be funny if when they meet up, Minae's like, "Oh, this is awkward. I actually named it after you," for the same reason. I don't know. It's like it is a rather a cute image of these two just kind of nerding it up. It's like, whoa, new life, it's so cool, you know. Like as soon as Ellery arrived at the planet, she's like, "It is awesome. I must study it. New life forms," and it's not even like cute animal life forms. It's like, whoa, fungus. That's amazing, you know. You're just here for the unadulterated science. It's great. So I'm just stretching my arm here. My cast is making its presence known again. Anyway, what else do we got? Oh yeah, the sea silk. Observations occurred by Dr. Elliot Vass. This bright green plant stretches its silken tendrils in long horizontal swaths between pillars in the east reef. This plant is characterized by its fibrous, fine, and flexible strands that can be as thick as rope and thin as human hair, appearing almost white in sunlight. How they form the bridges and why the plant's tendrils do not rise to the surface is unclear. I've observed one plant intertwined with strands from other pillars, and when these multiple strands meet, often in areas roughly equidistant from their respective pillars, they seem to form a web. I wonder if strands from individual plants are drawn to one another. Behavior. Analysis of a strand of sea silk has shown that it is, in fact, from two different plants that somehow conjoined where they met. Moreover, there are younger growths formed near to the end of each plant strand, demonstrating their ability to form new shoots along their length, which must be why I've observed a web-like pattern in some of the tangles. However, new growths require a good deal of energy. The strands are green on one side, a sign of photosynthesis. A sign of photosynthesis, no doubt, yes, indeed, because chlorophyll is the necessary ingredient for photosynthesis, and chlorophyll happens to be green. That's why, like basically all plants on Earth are green, because they need that chlorophyll for photosynthesis. Anyway, underside is distinctly darker and more porous looking. Are the strands able to absorb matter floating up from underneath them? I need to analyze a root structure or similar to find out more. So yeah, so root sample analysis requested. And for the shimmer blooms, oh yeah, I already completed that one. Cool. Okay, well, that was me emptying my inventory to so I have a bit of everything here. I don't know if I have some spare shrill sacks tossed in here, just in case I need extras. But like, for the most part, in areas where they're needed, like, there are already some present. There hasn't been an occasion where I'm like, I needed to carry a shrill sack over a long distance. Like, it hasn't been, like, it just hasn't been that kind of game, So, I think maybe I can get away with just heading out with just these two. It's probably fine. Yeah, so these two, I need to find more of the birdies, and I need more of the wormies. Yeah, cool. Okay, let's dive and head out there again. Yeah, because there's another. Okay, so what was it? What's it I'm heading towards? This is where the okay, sea silk. It's all these really strange plants. Okay. So there's a sea silk root that's expected down here. It looks like I was, yeah, because this is the island that I was out on, right? So I was very close to it. Maybe I'll find some more of those birds while I'm at it. Let's just head back down there. See if we can find all the things. Just find all the things. Samples to collect. What's here again? Soothspore? Sure, take them. Can use them as fuel if nothing else. Is my this thing? Oh, it's not full. It doesn't take much oxygen to use it anyway, so it's like whatever. Just want to make sure I don't miss any. All right, oxygen it up, and then fire that up, and go to the strong current here, and then continue on again, and then I think I can just turn this off and be fine. Except it vents all the oxygen out, which seems a bit weird, but whatever. It's fine. It used very little oxygen. You know, for all the warnings, be careful, it uses up oxygen to do this. It really didn't use up much oxygen, and it's really easy to replace it. This is not a difficult game, is what I'm saying. Like, it's pretty generous with the resources. I do kind of wonder what happens if you run out of oxygen. More feathers? Why not? Okay, so there's more stuff like northeast and southeast here. I'm gonna go back this way so I can just finish off that branch there, because it looked like because there was an additional branch further off. Okay, let's just retrace my steps. I'm gonna go back. Oh, I'll collect a thing, I guess. I'm not gonna say no to free fuel. Free potential fuel. But yeah, I'm gonna head back to that island that I visited before, just so I can you know, keep track of where I've been and stuff. Because there were multiple points where I had option to branch off. I got another sample available. Okay, fine. More bright pollen? Sure, why not? Yeah, and I thinking of that line from Ghostbusters. Egon says he collects spores, mold, and fungi. That's it, like that's his hobby. Okay, so we've got more of these things here. And they're already scanned, so I can just freely throw these away and it's fine. Well, I want to throw one into the oxygen tank and one into the fuel tank. And then just collect the ones that are here. Suits me fine. Yeah, this branches south as well. Okay, I just want to... Yeah, like it branches off multiple times. I just want to go to the end just so I can... I want to go to the end first, so I can be sure I don't miss anything. I think this was the end point. This is the... This is where that, yeah, the chitin plate was. I don't need another one of them. I already have samples. And this is just the other thing. This is the pedal chute. Which I already collected. Just fuel it up and then grab one. Okay. So I'm gonna go to where it branches off to the south. There are multiple places where it branched off, like southeast, northeast. Let's go to the southern one here. Exposed tendril. A tendril loosely dangles from the pillar, its root half pulled out of the rock. It is pale and bulbous. We could sample it here. Okay, so this is a known thing. So yeah, so like shed feather, silken strands. These are only 5%, and I already have silken strands at home, so I can just throw these away. These are fine. I can just throw it away. Like these ones are theoretically still usable out in the field. These are just for like research purposes, and I already have them. So yeah, let's just toss this. So is it animal tissue? What's this? Silken root? A spherical translucent ball? Is this a root? It says animal though. So are those silken things some kind of animal byproduct? Are there spiders around here? I mean, it's like we're talking about silky threads here. We're going to be thorough in our exploration here. We're going to science it up. Oh, another birdie? Oh, a burrowing creature. When disturbed, this segmented creature shot. Oh, hold on. These creatures are tricky to catch a glimpse of. Let's see if we can scare up a few more. So this is the worm-like creature that we that left that chitin sample, I guess. When disturbed, the segmented creature shot out of its burrow, ejecting grit and sediment as it swam away. Quite the surprise. Despite sitting all the way out here, this pillar is hooked up to the others by a long tendril. And we scan again. Oh, there's another feathery pinwheel, sample candidate. A creature has left behind one of its delicate arms here. Perhaps in order to escape from a predator, we could take a sample of it. Okay. So it's like that, there's that species of lizard which leaves, it detaches its tail and leaves it behind to distract a predator. So it can get away safely. There actually is. There's a species of lizard like their tail has a built-in detaching point, and it's able to just uh, 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 by choice detach its tail, and the tail still has nerve impulses, so it starts twitching around after it detaches, and it does that to distract the predator. So the predator attacks the tail instead of the actual lizard. It's a clever evolutionary way of escaping dangerous animals. Neat stuff. Anyway, animal 40%. Feather arm. A feather arm clogged with pollen from the pillar gardens. Okay, it's more fuel than usual from this one. Head back to the lone pillar here. And keep scanning. We're going to keep looking for other... Because again, it branched off multiple times here, so we're just going to check each of the branches one by one. Small burrow. Sample candidate. Too small to enter. This hole is in the pillar leads deep into the rock. A tailpiece left by the inhabitant sits just inside. We could sample it. Well, then we shall. Again, that scritching sound, whatever it is, burrowed its way out, ran away. Okay, so sampling available. So we're gonna need to get rid of stuff. Bright pollen, shed feather. Yeah, we don't really care about these feathers. You're just toss it in the fuel tank. We got more feathers, and we got an unknown animal tissue sample here. Shed tail. Hell, what do you know? We were just talking about shed tails a second ago. The bright chitinous shards of a tail shell shed or severed. Cool. Alright. What else we got? Another one over here. Another triangle. Crossing strands. Where these tendrils meet, the feathery creatures are able to carefully clamber from one to another, leaving behind feathers as they do. So there's a bunch of these feathery creatures then. Can we finish off scanning the feathery creatures? Are there any new ones around here? Got sampling available. What kind? Oh, darn it! I keep doing that. What kind of sampling are we talking about here? Another shed feather. Okay, so don't care about that. We just finished throwing away a shed feather, so it's like whatever. Yeah, inventory is full, so I'm not gonna worry about that. We are gonna take a look over here. Tangled tendrils. These tendrils have grown close enough to each other to form a complex tangle of strands between the small pillars. Well, let's go check it out. And, oh, it branches off again. Okay, well, let's take a look over here first. Crossing creatures. The feature. Crossing creatures features. The feathery creatures that pass along the tendrils seem to be unshakable in their routines, each one carefully doing its rounds. Okay, we'll check out this one to the east soon-ish. We're gonna be a little systematic about this. Ish. Is this back the way it came before? Easy to confuse among these web tendrils? I mean, it is indeed easy to get confused among these web tendrils. Oh well. Okay, I'll check out the east ones later. Let's check up here first. Miniature garden. Some of these pillar tops are very small, but that doesn't seem to stop the petals colonizing them with their bright shapes. Okay. Yeah, we'll check out those things to the east soonish. We got sampling available. What kind of sample we got? More bright pollen. Bright pollen. Yeah, so yeah, we've got that one. That's okay. Okay, so southeast of us, there's some more unexplored triangles there. I want to take a look a little bit further north. Just want to confirm that there are no more white triangles this way. Oh, there's an uninspected feathery creature here. It's apparent that matter from the bloom, such as pollen, collects in this creature's feathery arms. Is this intentional? Gosh darn it! I was just about to say, okay, I'm going to sweep back south and go back to those triangles. Then we see another animal that we hadn't spotted yet. So, okay, I remember the creature tracks. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of triangles. Oh, there's another life form. There you go, gardener. So we've named the bird. I'm calling these gardeners. They're so attentive and purposeful, I want to know more about them. A feathery, slow-moving creature that prunes the plants of the pillar gardens, moving between pillars along their silken bridges. Oh, there's another life. Oh, is this one of the wormy guys? Burrowing creature. These creatures scrape away at the pillar's surface, carving their burrows into the rock. It is impressive given the density of the pillars. Okay. Yeah. Before we try these north and eastern routes here, let me go back down. Okay, I'm gonna go back down to the areas that I was looking at down here. And what the hey, you know, there's free stuff here. Let's I know what I can do. Yeah, let's fill this thing up with oxygen. Just, you never know, might need it at a moment's notice. And then we can it's got a bunch of these sooth spores. Bright pollen. For sentimental reasons, I kind of want to hold on to the bright pollen just because it's from the Minae plants. But no, let's just feed these into oxygen and fuel. Abundances of caution and or paranoia. Just keep filling up on the on that stuff, so I can get more fuel and or oxygen whenever the need arises. Okay, and let's check out these southern triangles here. Thin pillar. This impossibly thin pillar rises up from the murk like a pencil, its sides marked by the faint strata of geological eons. And we go check it out. And we scan. And okay, so there's nothing further south, it looks like, so head back north again. Wide gap. The gaps between the pillars are a pattern I cannot read, one that speaks of a complex geological history. And we scan again. And let's keep to the south. Tendril holes. These two tendril bridges almost meet before disappearing into holes in the pillar. Are they rooted to the rock inside? No extra reason to find the roots, I guess. Yes, there's an additional pathway to the north, but let's keep to the southern ones. Large pillar. This broad pillar is full of rough-looking boreholes. Chitin plates glinting here and there suggest they are burrows. Okay, burrows for those wormy guys, perhaps. And again, something ran away. It's probably one of the wormy guys there. So there's a sample of some kind. It's another chitin plate. Should I get a chitin plate? How much do we want a chitin plate? Let's feed some bright pollen into the fuel tank and then grab it. I already have chitin plates at home. We have chitin plates at home. Chitin plates at home. Uh, okay. Oh, another wormy, perhaps? Burrowing creature. I've observed these creatures have a bright tail lure made from many thin pointed plates. What is its purpose, I wonder? Can we find enough of them to finally scan the thing back home? Hold pillar. The lower parts of this pillar are marked with narrow holes. Around them, small plates of chitin shells glint. Is there another sample here? Two more of them running away? Or burrowing away? I don't know. Scurrying? Slithering, perhaps. More chitin plates. More chitin plates. Lots of chitin plates. No shortage of chitin plates. Okay, we're gonna backtrack this way because we seem to be at a dead end as far as heading south is concerned. I'm trying, I can't have it doesn't let me have a blown up map. So I'm trying to be somewhat systematic in how I do my explorations here. Some of that requires backtracking to make sure I don't miss anything. But I'm pretty sure this is the earliest white triangle from this branch. Twisted tendrils. The gaps between the tendrils are webbed with fine strands, almost invisible to the naked eye. Oh, another sample to be had, perhaps? Oh. Nice. Did it yet again. More silken strands. So we're already full up on that. No need to get more. Okay. Enclosed water. This patch of water is entirely enclosed by web tendrils, and thin strands float through the water like lost hairs? Oh, we'll take a look. Twisted tendrils. What dictates which pillars the tendrils stretch to and from? I am yet to see a tendril which is only halfway formed. Huh. And more samples available. More of the same. More silken strands. Silken strands. Oh, another life form. Another wormy? There you go, pillar worm. These long segmented creatures with distinctive bright tails burrow into the hard rock of the pillars to protect themselves. I'll name these pillar worms. They seem to have burrows all over this place. Very cool. Okay, so now we have information. We have enough information to research all the bits that we found. So that's cool. I do think I still want to finish my exploration of this area. There can't be that many of these triangles left, right? The white triangles indicating not their unexploredness. Okay, so that one's marked as a circle there, so that means I've already been to it. So I think this is the shimmering petals. In the sunlight, these spade-like petals open themselves wide to the light, welcoming it gratefully. You're anthropomorphizing the plants again. What would Minae think? I don't know. Maybe Minae finds it endearing when Ellery anthropomorphizes plants and fungi. Maybe that's part of their dynamic. We're just forming headcanons about them now. This is back to the creature tracks. Okay. All right. We're full up on stuff. I'm thinking I want to. Yeah, because the creature tracks are here. This leads back. I'm just sorry. I'm just traveling over here just to get my bearings. This is back the way it came, where the current is. Okay, okay. Yeah, so that's where the current was. Um, so I'll know where to go to find my way back. So I don't want to miss anything. Let's bring these back. Let's science it up. Sample store. Let's just bring it all in here. Just hang on to these ones, I guess. And bring them to the lab. Sample analysis. So, can I scan these now? There you go. Lab analysis complete. Pillar worm taxonomy entry updated. And the feather? Gardener taxonomy entry updated. And what about this shed tail? This is also from the worm, I guess? Yeah, pillar worm taxonomy entry update. Heck yeah. And the feather arm, this is gonna update the birdies. This is the pattern. Like, you have to observe a certain number of them out in the field, and then you have to pick up a sample, and then you have to pick up the greater sample. And it doesn't let you scan the greater sample until you get the other one. Like, this thing is picky about the order you do things in. Silken root, did I get the other? I think I scanned the other bit of the silk work thing. So yeah, there you go. Taxonomy entry updated. There you go. So everything is scanned. Everything's updated. Let's read about all the science. Let's start with the plants. Tendril leaves. Sea silk. So we read about the silk port. Now theories. Yeah, curiously the sea silk samples did say animal tissue. So anyway, I was surprised to discover that the sea silk does not end in roots. After finding a damaged strand, I found it emanating from a kind of silken ball that I initially took to be a root. However, in lab analysis, it was revealed to be an entirely separate creature. The sea silk is a product or plant-like limb of this organism. I discovered the root itself to be able to put down, but also retract, strands of sea silk from within. Its unusual fusion of creatures is this a symbiotic relation or a parasitic one? Regardless, these curious creatures and their growths are the bridge builders of the pillar ecosystem, turning isolated gardens into a connected network and helping them flourish. Well, I mean, technically, parasitism is a symbiotic relation of a kind. It's just not a mutual symbiosis. Yeah, that's something I remember from science class from way back. The three kinds of symbiosis: mutualism, where the life forms help each other; commensalism, where they live alongside each other but don't really affect each other; and then parasitism, where one of them is leeching off the other. Leeches being an example of parasite. Like one of them is yeah, it's feeding off the other. It's to the other's detriment. It's a neat thing. It's a neat thing in nature, like symbiosis, like particularly when life forms of different species work together. Like random example, ants and aphids. Like aphids produce a secretion that ants love to eat, and so like ants kind of farm the aphids. They protect them. Like And yeah, so it benefits the aphids because they've got ant protectors who will ladybugs eat aphids, for instance, and ants will chase the ladybugs away. So the aphids benefit from being farmed in this way. Anyway, and there's a sketch. Pillar bridging tendril, webbed strands, root creature, new shoots, section view, entwined fibers. Well, there you go. Unusual fusion of creatures. Yeah. Anyway, Animalia Novi. So we've got two entries here: bristle carriers and segment worms. So bristle carriers, that'll be the gardeners that she alluded to, I suppose. Setaphora, bristle carriers. Gardener, Plumosus topiarius. Observations. Gardeners are feathery, slow-moving creatures that live among the pillar garden flora. Their upper part is mainly composed of densely packed fern-like arms. Underneath is a body resting on a dense profusion of short root-like legs that anchor the gardener but also enable it to walk, albeit very slowly. As gardeners move, they also rhythmically wave their arms, although it is unclear if this is for balance or as part of their pruning action within the petaled gardens they inhabit. Gardeners don't do anything fast, but they do travel between pillars using the silken tendrils that grow between them. More analysis is needed to discern why and what their relationship to these gardens really is. Behavior. Analysis of a gardener's feather, which I have called a pinule, has revealed the gardeners feed on the same thing they camouflage themselves as, the garden's petals. The gardener feather pinnules have a razor-like edge, with which the gardener cuts away thin sections of petal to feed on, without damaging the plant, however. Let me read that sentence again. The gardener feather pinnules have a razor-like edge with which the gardener cuts away thin sections of petal to feed on without damaging the plant. However, unlike an actual feather, they contain nerves, suggesting the gardener can deliberately control them for precise pruning and maneuvering in the water if they become dislodged from a tendril bridge. Quite why they risk such journeys given their ineffective swimming remains to be seen. Quite what? I'm confused by this sentence. Why is the word "quite" in there? I mean, if we omit the word "quite," that's why they risk such journeys given their ineffective swimming remains to be seen. Yeah, the word "quite," I don't know why that word is there. It's completely superfluous. It makes this sentence confusing. Anyway, further study may unlock the puzzle of their purpose within the biome. And then we got theories. Analysis of a gardener's arm filled with pinnules has shed some light on the relationship between them and the pillar gardens. The debris coating the sample is actually pollen from various garden species, suggesting that gardeners are an important part of the cross-pollination process! Exclamation point! Yeah, I mean... yeah, they pollinate the flowers. That's a pretty common process on Earth. This means their contribution to the ecosystem is not just limited to pruning the blooms, they help propagate them too. Indeed, given their roaming paths from pillar to pillar, they must have some way of communicating and ensuring that no one garden becomes wilted or overgrown. This could be a eusocial hive structure or a territorial signature they leave behind. Either way, they're a well-coordinated team of marine landscape gardeners! Exclamation point. There's a sketch. Oh, okay. I was thinking something more bird-like, but alright. It is indeed a feathery creature. Feathery pinnules, pollen caught in pinnules, thin flexible limbs, small simple eyes. Well, there you have it. I mean, I guess that's why she called it feathery and not bird-like. There you go. Anyway, segment worms. Sectiotinia? Pillarworm. Tegumentum hortostella. We're going to read through all of these. I'm just nerdy enough to do that. hopefully anyone. I mean, there isn't much to the gameplay. It's all in the reading, so I'm gonna keep reading. Observations. Pillarworms are long, thin, segmented creatures that live deep in the dark tunnels and recesses of the rock pillars found in the East Reef. They're frustratingly difficult to observe properly due both to their shyness and their surprisingly rapid swimming speed. They can, however, be startled out of their burrows by consistent tapping on the rocks. Once glimpsed, it's evident they have striations that taper to a bright lure-like tail. Their front half is protected with overlapping rigid plates. They also seem to be burrowing or excavating creatures, perhaps? Yeah, I think that's a typo there. Ejecting dust and sediment periodically from their burrows. Further analysis is required to determine why they live so reclusively within the pillars. Behavior. Analysis of a pillarworm's chitinous plate shows a creature heavily adapted to its burrowing lifestyle. It seems that the chitinous plates found around the organism's head are precisely grooved, allowing the worm to chip away at existing recesses to create tunnels and funneling the sediment back towards the entrance. These grooves should also help protect the creature's head from abrasions while traversing the burrows. It's logical then that these bugs create the tunnels that other life, especially the silken tendrils and the petaled gardens, require. They must be one of the foundations of this unique ecosystem, turning the hard rock pillars into vertical gardens through their obsessive burrowing. Interesting, refers to them as bugs. I'm guessing Ellery is using the term bug as a general catch-all for small arthropod creature, and not suggesting that these are insects. Anyway. Theories. The section of a pillarworm's tail has shed light on their hunting and feeding behaviors. Yeah, because I mean, technically, worms are considered annelids, which is a different class of animal than insects, which bugs fall into. Yes, I mean, general colloquial terminology, people just refer to any small creature as a bug, typically. But in zoology, bug is a specific classification for an insect which has crossed wings. Or somebody said X marks the bug. Yeah, specifically insects which fold their wings across their body are considered bugs. In the more technical zoological terminology, or so I've heard. I just remember a summer camp where the counselor used the phrase "X marks the bug," and that just stuck in my memory. Anyway. Yeah, worms, annelids are a different classification of creature. Anyway, I'm going to move on. The tail itself is made from many panels of bright translucent chitin. Given the tail's brightness and the way it waves in a current, it's reasonable to conclude that the worm is using it as a lure. It could be an effective tool for the worm to attract small grazers to a tunnel's mouth before pouncing from the burrow and pulling its prey into the hole with it. However, the tail might serve another function too, as a countermeasure against predators. There you go. Was a specimen bitten off or willingly ejected? Either way, the pillarworm remains good at hiding its secrets within those dark burrows. Well, there you have it. I mean, that's like I said earlier about that particular species of lizard which ejects its tail. And we got a sketch of the worm. Hooray! Swimming fins, grooved shell segments. Head section, oak leaf markings, feeding mandibles, tunneling limbs. There you go. Have we suitably scienced it up here? I don't suppose, I'm guessing there aren't any, I mean, it would, I'm sure it would inform me if there was something new I could click on here. That seems to be the way this works. So why is this lit up? I guess The yellow dot there is Ellery herself. This is just indicating that she's currently in the lab. Like the fact that it's the game sees fit to highlight like that, it contributes to that feeling like, are we going to have a point in the game where we have like multiple crew in this way station? Maybe Minae will come back. I mean, the way they've built up Minae, it feels like she's not going to show up until like late game or something. I don't know. But I do think I want to. I want to finish exploring the branch here that I didn't explore yet. I have a feeling I mean there's no more like no more of these things over there. So I'm probably just gonna sweep through there and then come back over here and pick up the signal stock tissue. Wait, no, hold on. Before I do that though, close this. Just want to confirm, what have I got in my inventory? This is fine. Should I bring another, like if I need a shrill sack, I'm sure there'll be some out there. Let's just toss this in here. Just toss this in here too. Just take one of each. If I need more, I'm sure there'll be more. Yeah, it's just overthinking things as usual. So we head out here. And let's just fill up our propulsion system with oxygen before we do anything else, because might as well, because the game lets me. And then I can refill my oxygen tank at the way station. Boom. And then this thing is ready to go. And I don't have to head out with a depleted oxygen. Alright, let's check out the remainder. The remainder of those little white triangles that I have not yet explored. Alright. Propulsion system, go! And there's nothing here but that triangle there, right? Just trying to be thorough and stuff. Might as well just let this thing run out. There's no particular reason not to. Okay, I'm gonna head down here to where the creature tracks were, because this is where it branched out, and there were multiple white triangles, right? And I did check this one out, right? Was there another one past this? Oh, it's just a sample. Ah, guess I might as well collect the thing. Collect the Minae bright pollen samples. Ad break coming up in 4 minutes and 17 seconds, incidentally. Okay. So let's check out what's over here. Twisted tendrils, sample candidate. These entwined tendrils are flat like blades of kelp, and hold themselves taut between the pillar tops. Off we go. Another sample candidate, looks like. Yeah, like, might as well fill up on. So I mean, like these things respawn, and I can use them to refuel, power and oxygen. So I might as well collect them. I might as well fill up on them. I can, if need be, I can throw them away. So it's like, whatever. This pillar top is thick with waving petals, each one caked in tiny particles of golden pollen. I'm just going through these, the southernmost ones first. More bright pollen? Sure. Oh, it's full? Okay. These are 10-10, these are 5-5. Let's throw the 5-5 one in there and exchange it for a 10-10. Okay, so that's all the southernmost ones, looks like. We're going to sweep back here. Because this is, I guess this is where the creature tracks were. Like this is the main branching point. So this is where I want to branch off from here. So this pillar is topped with a layer of bright and sunlit life. Looking around, each of the pillars here has the same green gold peak. Green webs. Between the pillars, bright green webs of twisted tendrils extend, forming thin pathways from garden to garden. Off you go then. I'm not really expecting to find anything here, but you never know. I mean, I found those bloat spore thingies when venturing off somewhere, where I wasn't supposed to. So, and that turned out to be a necessary thing to collect. So, yeah, the green tendrils that enclose this space seem to calm the currents, creating a pool of still water. Let's go check it out. 53 seconds till ad break. And there's another triangle over here. Open water. The green tendrils don't seem to reach east beyond this point, preferring instead to turn back into the protected waters south of here. So this might be a dead end here. Or not. Blue haze. Out away from the pillars, the ocean grants a sense of vertigo, fading down to unknown depths below. Yeah? Well, how much further out can we go? Even further, it seems. Barren pillar. This pillar, unlike the others, lacks a garden of its own. Have the plants been cleared, or have they simply not reached as far yet? Ad break is imminent. And we're still able to go further east. I'll be right back. And back again. So how much further east does this go? Fully expected this to just dead end over here. What the heck? Vast shape? Well, that's ominous. The light of the system's three suns falls onto something amber and huge to the east. It is almost like a pale orange cloud. Yeah, I saw something lurking ominously over there. Okay. A cloud indeed. Shifting tentacle? This translucent tentacle doesn't have a fixed shape. Its individual parts instead cycle through developmental phases as they cohere. Okay. This is about to turn into Lovecraftian horror now? Some kind of tentacled beast beyond our imagination about to arise out of the water? Maybe not. Okay, new life form detected. Floating colony. These golden yellow streams of life shift around solid objects held suspended in the water. Are these bones, rocks, or something else? This creature is impossibly large. I don't even know how to start logging data on it, but I'll try. I mean, is it one big creature, or is it a bunch of smaller creatures just gathered together? Like, I sort of get the impression it's the latter. Pulsing barrier. This hard barrier is webbed with pulsing nodes. To gain access, we would need to slice through it somehow. What are we looking at here? This appears to be a huge colonial life form. There are passages inside, but unless we can cut this barrier, we can't reach them. We can at least examine the ones that we can see. Floating colony. This golden colony is overwhelming. Where to even begin? Thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of zooids make up its shifting interior. Another one. It seems that the zooids are split into specialized functions and forms, from jellyfish-like medusoids to balloon-like bladders of gas. So there's no triangle to connect to. Okay, I guess we have to come back here when we have a new ability. It's Metroidvania style, or something. Okay, all right, that's fine. Let's just backtrack here and find another path to go. I guess I could just rotate like this and do that. It's probably faster. But when we get closer to this, I just want to... I do want to keep scanning just in case there's another like white triangle that I missed here somewhere. I'm pretty sure... I got everything in the northerly direction here. I finished exploring all those paths to the south. Alright, let's fire up the propulsion system. And... oh, okay. And away we go. So the path to the north, this just led this just leads to where Minae's suit was, right? I don't think there was anything else up here. I just wanted to confirm that. I think I already checked every path up here. Yeah, this looks like it's just a dead end. Okay, confirmed, dead end. Now, are there any other branching paths from this way station? I think we might have exhausted all of them here. I suppose I can just replenish power and oxygen while I'm here. Why not? Yeah, like if I keep going this way, I think it's just this is just gonna connect back up with that cave system, which I'll be able. I'm able to cross now that I have the extra equipment. I think I pretty thoroughly explored the cave system, right? And the sample that's available here is going to be something I already have. It's just more pollen, yeah. Just double checking everything along the path here, making sure there are no more white triangles indicating that I haven't been that way yet. Ah, did I go up there? Ooh, okay, there is another path I haven't explored. Aha, I'm glad I checked. Let's check this out. Broken gully. The outcrops on this shelf are cut through with huge cracks, as if they were shattered somehow. What could have done this? Yeah, I'm glad I took that moment to refuel and reoxygenate. Okay, another thing here, stalk colony. Stalks have grown across this gully, reconnecting the two huge pieces of rock that look like they must have once been one. Now it's blocked. Oh, shoot. I only have one shrill sack with me. Broken boulder. Stress marks can still be seen along the edge of this huge rock, but it remains silent about its own history. Glittering stalk, sample candidate. The stalk looks silently out over the deep rift. I wonder if Minae looked over the same view with different eyes. Aw. She's reminiscing about Minae again. And we got a sample here. Shrill sack. I had a feeling that was going to be the case. And there are more to be had here, so I have a definite feeling I need the shrill sacks more than I need like the bright pollen or the silken strands. Let's just feed these into the fuel tank. Okay, so there's a continuing path that goes north here. Slashed stalk, sample candidate. This bubble-coated stalk has large gashes in its side and seems to be shriveling away. Its exposed tissue would be easy to sample. Is this the is this that like level 2 sample that I was supposed to find? You know, for lack of a better term. Unknown sample? Yes, unknown sample. Fungal 35%. Okay, we gotta ditch something. There's still a path further north. Just feed this into the fuel tank. Just drop it in the water, I guess. Grab 2 of these. There's a third one? Well, we're gonna toss another one of these guys in the water, I guess. So what do we get? This is a stock segment. Segment of tissue from a bubble-producing stock. There you go. What over here? Oh, it's a sport catcher. I haven't seen these guys in a while. Strong current feature. Across this wide rift, the tall rock walls of the reef's second finger can be seen. What lies inside them, I wonder. How many fingers does this reef have? I made a passing comment about the middle finger. Yeah. Anyway, oh right, I should have refilled this thing when I had the chance earlier. Oh well. Rift mouth. This long rift channels the strongest current down through the reef, all the way to the nurseries of the southern reef. Strong current. The current here is both exhilarating and terrifying, like standing on a cliff top and leaning into the wind. I'm slightly concerned. Okay, this is rift mouth. What happens if this runs out when I'm? Okay. I mean the eye of the storm here. Like this one's okay, but the other ones are the currents are too strong. Anyway, let's head over there again. Again for the first time. Something like that. Rift edge. Another rift separates the second and third fingers of the reef, looked over by a ragged stalk canopy that sheds particles into the flow. I'm trying to read quickly because I don't want to get caught there with this. I don't know what happens if I run out of juice while I'm still in the strong current beacon. This gap between the rocks allows passage both into and out of this exposed second finger of the reef. Well, checking out that second finger. Calm Canyon. The little streams of sand pipe through gaps in the rocks here, driven deep into the cracks by the current to the north. What else we got? It keeps going. Sheltered passage. A large boulder protects the mouth of this passage from the onrushing waters. This game, it's got descriptions for absolutely everything. Okay, so there are well, shoot. Should I check out the southern one first or the northern one? What have we got here? The stock scraper. Hey, or the non-turtle turtle thing. It looks more like a trilobite in this sketch. What do I know? Anyway, I guess I'll go with the southern one first. Strong current. Water's filled by the rocks. It is clearing, making it hard to going against the rush. Yeah, strong current vector blocked. Well, let's drain some more oxygen, I guess. Did some things in the wrong order here. Somewhat inefficient. It's fine. Go further south. Stock barrier. Beyond these thickly entwined stalks, a violent current can be heard rushing down through a gap in the headland. Huh? Stock barrier. Oh, right. So you got strong current and the barrier. Quiet clearing. This section of the shelf, sheltered by the tall headland to the north, is strangely peaceful. Let's go before the. Okay. That sure looked like the. Judging by the sound, my propulsion system deactivated before I departed the strong current place, so I guess I didn't suffer any ill effects from that. Maybe I needn't have worried about reading quickly enough or moving quickly enough or whatever. Anyway, so yeah, so this branches off. There's a southwest one and a western one. So let's check this island one first. Let's be systematic about this. Worn boulders. These huge stones have been worn smooth by thousands of years of sitting beside the rift. And it continues in the southwestern direction. Sandy passage. White sand is gathered against the boulders on either side of this passage in soft pale drifts. Further southwest, split stalk. Sample candidate. This tall stalk is torn open, perhaps by a predator. Inside a rich tapestry of fungal life forms exposed to the open water are slowly dying. Well, let's collect some samples, I suppose. We've got, oh, unknown sample. What have we here? Fungal cluster, a cluster of creatures, samples from the interior of a stalk. Okay. This is 1010, this is 1015. This one provides more oxygen, but I only have the one, so yeah, better to use the inefficient ones first anyway. Let's prop up my oxygen supply here, and then see if I collect. Oh, okay, there's nothing else to collect. Never mind. Thought there's going to be something else to collect there. Okay, so this is a dead end. Cool. It's good to have, good to be able to feel like, aha, this branch is done and completely explored. So I can just, check that off my list kind of deal. Anyway, let's check this branch over here. Rock gap. A shattered section of the wall allows passage onto the outcrop. This looks like there's going to be some strong current here. Rift crossing. Oh, is this an alternate way across? Right. Yeah. Because I wasn't able to go this way before because it said, oh, the current is too strong. You're going to have to go through this cave instead. I think that's what's happening here. Across the channel is a gap in the rock wall. If the strong currents rushing down the rift can be navigated, we can cross here. So, yeah, I need to activate this guy and then travel across. And I have a feeling there's going to be a yellow triangle on the other side here. Yes. Yeah, so I have been there before. But, okay, well, let's go to the one I've been to before first. Yeah, call it opening. Yeah, I think this is where I came from before, and then okay, I want to check out what that white triangle there. I just want to confirm where I am. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was just gonna say. I'm just hoping to find the find this guy with the little downward triangle on it, indicating this is where I descended into the cave. Rift edge. Oh, do I just fire at this guy again? There you go. Oops, I forgot to read what it said there. I was so caught up in Rift mouth. Here a rift meets the exposed reef edge. What caused this huge slash into the shelf? Surely not just erosion. Exposed ledge. Feature. This western shelf is buffeted by currents, bring with them a scattering of swirling spores. And ran out of juice just as I got here. But she's fine. So there's another branch over here. Strong current. Stalks block the gully, but also the strong currents behind them. Even if we clear them, those currents will still block our passage. I do remember that from earlier. Okay. And there's another branch over further north of here. First finger. Okay. The broken shelf of the reef reaches out towards the deep like a hand. This is the first of 3 fingers, which marks the edge. Okay, so there are 3 total. That's wasn't clear on that. Thanks for clearing that up. Okay. Vector blocked. Presumably we need to fire up the propulsion system again. Here we go. Let's check this out. And there's nothing. There's nothing here. No samples to collect? It's just total dead end. Huh. How strange. Okay. So, I mean, I can clear these and head this way, but that's just back course before. Okay. All right, let's burn some more oxygen. There was still one white triangle back this way, which I had not yet explored. If I can just... Where was it? I think it was back this way. There it is. Ragged stalks. Battered by the water, these stalks cling to the rocks. A single creature braves the current to graze on their twisted forms. Okay. I need to burn through oxygen. Maybe concerningly quickly. I'm gonna toss this guy in there. And there's another triangle up here. Canopy top, sample candidate. Attached to the side of this shelf, this canopy is partially bent by the current. If we are careful, we can sample a growth from its top. Heck yeah. Oh, is this the cap, sampling the thing that we needed the top of? That was mentioned earlier? Looks like we can get a few of them. Excellent. There you go. Canopy growth. Ribbed growth found entwined in stalk canopies. Very cool, very cool. So it's a dead end. So that's all there is to be had here. Yeah, I'm thinking back, like, that was... He's chirping at me. Stalk scraper? Okay. Little non-turtle guy. Okay, I think, I'm just trying to think back, I think that's the last of the white triangle thingies to explore. So yeah, so let's recall ourselves. Head back to the way station. Sample store. So yeah, we got some new stuff. the canopy growth thingy. We got this guy. What's this guy get? Doesn't say. Maybe just click it from here. This is canopy growth, and then I click on this. There we go, fungal cluster. Why was it so hesitant to update? And we got the stock segments. I mean, I think I only need one of each. I'm bringing extras for no particular reason except that they're free. I mean, the fact that it apparently needed 4 of these worked out really well, so whatever. Anyway, head to the lab. Sample analysis. Canopy growth. So, table stock taxonomy entry updated. Hooray. And then the fungal cluster goes in. Lab analysis complete. Sing stock taxonomy entry update. So, yeah, it apparently differentiated Sing stock from Signal stock. So, which one is which? I don't know. Like, which one is the shrill sax connected to? Not clear on that. Signal stock taxonomy entry. Okay, so we've got updates in both. So we'll have to check it out. Let's read up on them. Science. Fungi novi, Calodia fungal stalks. So yeah, let's read about the table stock first. So yeah, we already read the observations of behaviors. These are the table ones. It said he wanted something from the surface, I think. Laboratory studies of the growths found in the upper canopy reveals that they contain the genetic material of tens of different species. These growths hold within their round casing seeds for many species local to the table stalks, as well as spores for the reproduction of the stalk colonies themselves. Fed by a carefully maintained flow of the correct minerals and chemicals, these seeds and spores are preserved by the stalks, kept viable for long periods. Could these seed banks be a complex example of collective serotiny? I'm sorry, what? Serotiny? What is this word? I've been able to keep up so far. That's it's throwing a word at me I'm not familiar with. On Earth, you know, I'm gonna. It's not. Hopefully, it's not gonna crash the game if I serotiny meaning. I'm making double check and make sure I didn't misspell it. Where was the word? I've lost it. There it is. Serotiny. Huh. Okay. Why is the AI overview the first thing that shows up? AI's notoriously unreliable. In botany, serotiny means following or later. So leaves follow flowering on plants. Okay, fine. Maybe I will read the AI overview. Why didn't dictionary come up before AI overview? Strange. Plant adaptation, where seeds are retained in woody cones or fruits on the parent plant for years, only releasing them after a trigger, most commonly the heat from a wildfire. Okay, so it's talking about pine cones, which opens the structure, allowing seeds to fall into nutrient-rich cleared soil for germination. And yeah, that is that is something that real life, like pine cones, do. Like they open up after a forest fire, and they're actually protected from the fire itself. But after the forest fire rages through, they have a lot less competition to grow. Heck of an adaptation. Anyway, could these seed banks be a complex example of collective serotiny? On Earth, some plants hold viable seeds until environmental triggers, such as a wildfire or disease, causes their release. Perhaps the stalks are preserving the local ecology in case of environmental disaster. Are they the guardians of this reef? I got a sketch. Entwined canopy height 8 to 12 meters. It's very big. Captured seed banks, color and type variation within entwined stalks, reef stalk, seed bark. Cool. Okay, now which one is sing stock and which one is signal stock? I don't remember which one is which. Okay, so sing stock, call its cantrix, producing a distinctive hum or groan. Okay, these are ones that make the humming sound that we observed at the beginning of the game, I guess. The stock bark. Okay, yeah. So this is not the shrill sack then. This is the other thing. Theories. Attempts to analyze the interior of a sing stock reveals many different organisms within the stock which are not genetically related to it in any way. It seems that the sing stalks are actually tubular gardens which host juvenile fungal creatures. The swaying of the stalks keeps these sealed environments fed with filtered water and microbial life while allowing their spores to be distributed across the reef. However, I haven't found a single example of any of these life forms growing outside of a sing stalk, suggesting that they can only survive within these carefully controlled tube gardens, and that the spores they release are being used by the stalks for other purposes. Yeah, more symbiosis going on, I guess. Are these vertical farms designed to cultivate other species that might feed the rest of the stalks with showers of nutrient-rich spores? Question mark? Yeah, we got a sketch. Little symbiotes, spore release, singing chitin plates. Section view, sing stalk development. Young sing stalk, typical beef stalk, internal fungal colony. Very tentacle-like, very hentai. No, I'm joking. Single stock. Okay, this is the one that the shrill stacks come from. Yeah, the bubble-coated stalks. Yeah. So theories. Chemical analysis of a signal stalk tissue sample has confirmed the presence of a yeast-like fungus and large amounts of ethanol saturated in the tissue itself. This prompts a rethink of why many creatures target the hard-to-get signal stalks as a foodstuff. They want to get drunk on the ethanol. Well, you know, it's a form of alcohol. While initially theorized it was due to their role as protectors of stalk colonies, the significant presence of ethanol in single stalk tissue means most creatures would feel the effects of the alcohol consumed and may get buzzed from grazing on signal stalks. This exclamation point. This in moderation. Yes, drink in moderation, folks. Be safe out there. In moderation would be a favorable, even enjoyable effect for the creatures, leading them to repeatedly target signal stalks. If I remain stranded on at least 67 cc for long enough, I may need to make use of this particular biological property myself. She's thinking of getting drunk. Yes. Sketch. Shrill sac cache, subsidiary stalks, released shrill sac, upper section sensory growths, gas vents. Well, there you have it. Yeah, got a good collection of science done today. Very cool. Yeah, so we found all the things in the three fingers of this branch on this side of the that chasm there. So there are only two places left to go. One is where I'm supposed to go for story reasons, and then there's this guy down here, Reef Cap. I have a sinking suspicion that this is at that location where that near the beginning of the game, there was that one chasm which I was unable to cross because of the too strong currents. They said, "Oh, we'll have to come back here. We have a better propulsion system." Well, now I have the better propulsion system, so I think I want to go back there. So, coming up to 4 hours into the stream though, and I have some food waiting for me, so I might just want to wrap up the stream now, and I'll come back to that another day. I think that'll work. So then I can do this in the during the 5-minute period at the beginning of the stream, and then do this as part of the main quest. Cool. All right. Hey, progress is made. We're gonna save and quit to menu. Yeah, found Minae's suit. We unlocked a bit of backstory. So apparently they were in maybe romantic relationship. It sure sounds. That's sure what seems like that's what they were implying. I mean, she made the comment about these flowers were a reminder of Minae because they're so beautiful, which is kind of a sweet sentiment. Um, so yeah, so there's a. It's not just she's not just trying to find out the source of the mystery. She's got emotional reasons to seek this out here. And yeah, we're gonna just seek out who to rate. Oh, darn. Oh, indecision. Yeah, I was thinking. Oh, I saw there's, Boss of Butts is on playing Hollow Knight Silk Song. I was watching her play Silk Song the other day, and I kind of wanted to come back to her because she was cool. Then I noticed, oh, Brandon Glovich is also streaming, and he was, nice enough to drop by earlier. And I was like, oh, maybe I should, you know, uh, paid him favors, blah blah blah. But I rated him. I've rated him a few times, whereas I've never rated Boss of Butts before. So let's. I think I am going to rate Boss of Butts. That was my first impulse. I hit the mute button. What is this thing doing? Okay. Anyway. So yeah, interesting game. I am, interested to see where it goes. Um, like I said, still nerdy enough to appreciate the all the sciencing it up of the life forms and stuff. It's cool. Um, I am curious to know more about the relationship with Mine and the deeper mystery of everything that's going on. And gosh darn it, I have to cancel the raid because okay, I was about to raid Bozabots, but she just went on break. So you know what? Never mind. I'm gonna raid Brandon Glovich after all. Yeah, he's cool. I've raided him before. He's always friendly, always welcoming and stuff. Good stuff. Um, Wait, two viewers rating. A moment ago it said one viewer rating. That means somebody joined right now, just as I'm about to raid out. Sorry, you missed my entire stream. I will continue the game though. It's interesting. It's we need to find out more about Ellery and Mine's relationship. Darn it! But that's all for now. Until next time.